Hey, babe.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
TGIF. We're live. I believe we are live. I hope we're live.
Yep.
Great.
I see us.
You do see us?
Yes.
Cool. For some reason, I can't get my monitor to, anyway.
You said that really cute, like with a Midwestern accent. You said monitor.
Monitor.
I can't get my monitor.
Hey, I'm from Winnipeg. And if you get up there and you start like meeting the hardcore Winnipeggers, let me tell you, they got an accent.
I'm surprised they're called Winnipeggers and not Winnipegans.
Shall I put in a complaint?
Yeah,
an official complaint?
I'm going to write a very wordy letter to whoever's in charge.
What's up, everybody? Look who's here. There's so many people already here. It's overwhelming.
I know, it's so wonderful.
Delicate is here.
I feel like we're late to our
Papa
own
John's
party.
Lover. Tanner is here.
Oh, Delicate wants to know, did we lose
Mandy
power yesterday?
It's always good to see Mandy because she's staying up late to hang out with us. So
Yes,
that's amazing.
always a treat.
Yes.
Did we lose power yesterday?
We lost power yesterday.
Yeah.
We got shut down.
Yeah,
you guys...
we lost power twice. We came back the first time, and then the second time, it was not going to happen.
Exactly. You keep doing this is back. It's so good to see you. So yes,
We survived.
we survived, but it was a cracker. It was a thunderous evening.
Yep.
I had to have I have all these. I was doing videography. I don't do videography anymore, but when I was doing videography, I had a pretty good little lighting setup. And I have these tube lights that are like super fucking handy.
Yeah,
man.
like battery powered tube lights. So
Yeah.
every time the power goes out in our house, Dale it looks like a movie set. Like it's like all the lighting is.
I put all these tube lights up.
I know, but it's lit like wonderfully.
Yeah.
It looks like it's ready to film.
So we lost the power, and then obviously we lost it, I guess, twice. So it was it wasn't even gone that long, but it was long enough to be like, well, shit. You keep doing this is going to see Fantastic Four. I don't know if you know, but that's my bro there, my old bro anyway, Pedro Pascal. I don't know if you keep doing this. I don't know if she knows that I used to hang with that dude, but I did, and I'm so happy for him. He's the biggest star in the world. This is the second time in my life where I've been friends at one point in time with the biggest star in the world.
Everybody
and
needs to
good
take
friends
note.
with both of them.
Everybody needs to take note. If you hang with Dale Wheatley, you too will become the biggest star in the world.
Isn't it strange? It's a little strange. It's like,
I think it's time to start exploiting that reputation.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence, you guys.
Pedro Pascal is the biggest star in the world right now, and I just can't believe
Because he knew you.
No.
Yeah, well,
That's
DiCaprio
absurd.
was nominated but didn't win an Oscar before he met you. But after he met you,
Yes, I'm the big magic.
he was in Titanic, and he also won an Oscar. So it just goes to show everybody should hang with Dale Wheatley. It's good for your luck.
Well, I'll say
for your career.
I kind of see it differently. I just feel like I've said this before, where I have been lucky enough to be in the presence of a lot of greatness, And so does that mean that I get to?
Maybe they were in the presence of a lot of greatness.
You are my biased and loving wife, and I reject thee.
No, I mean, come on, like.
Listen, I'm not going to deny that there's something to it.
I'm just saying the facts here.
I'm not going to deny there's something to it. I just don't think it's.
You can call it a coincidence, but these people did reach the pinnacle of their careers after knowing you. And I don't think
here.
that's. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm interrupting. I am interrupting you.
What?
It has to stop. No, listen. I think I deserve a seat at the table. I don't think that I'm at the head of the table of anything. And I don't want to be. I love though that I have been in the company of all this great stuff and all these great talents. Mm-hmm. Even a lot of people that we never talk about and we'll never talk about. Some people that never really even made it. As Taylor Swift put it, the greatest films of all time were never made. And there's just all of that out there. And one of the cool things about being in LA is that you get to encounter greatness that very few people ever do, because it might only be around for a little while in a couple of movies and in maybe a couple of cafes, and then and I'm saying that.
What cafes?
Because they might be singers.
Oh.
They might be one-man shows.
Yeah.
They might be poets, orators.
Thespians. I'm really glad that Pedro is getting all of this success because it couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
Correct.
I believe everything that you guys are saying about him. You, who knew him personally, and
Yeah.
others who have known him personally.
Yeah. He was one of the kindest, nicest guys I ever met.
And I hope the
I
trend
wish I was the kind of person to keep in touch with people.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It would have been nice
nobody
to
is. Don't worry about it. It's not just you.
Yeah, but I love the dude, and I'm very happy for him. Yeah, it literally couldn't have happened to a better person.
I hope the trend continues that really good people keep getting
I'm
huge
just
opportunities.
rooting for the good guy. It's time to root for the good guy. It's finally time to root for the good guy. There was this time I remember. So you know how much I admire and love Jerry Metters. He's a great dude. He's got a great mind. He's just somebody I love to have in my life, and that's been since I've met him. And but he's very savvy in marketing, and he's the kind of savvy that doesn't even have to speak a lot of words. Like he can just like opine in a couple of sentences, or even just brief single sentence, and he will just like enlighten you about potentially like a perspective, a market perspective, or just a perspective in general. And I derailed myself.
Jerry Metters was the first person who I ever heard talk about marketing by the moon cycle. And I thought that was so brilliant.
Yeah, it is. So
and I've been learning more about that ever since I heard it from him.
I remember now there was this campaign that came out for a Mel Gibson film, and I can't remember the name of the film, but this campaign came out, and it was whatever the name of the film was, and it says, "Get ready to root for the bad guy." And I loved it. I was like, oh, that's fucking brilliant. And so as soon as that campaign hit, I turned to Jerry and I was like, first time I saw him after it had been released, I was like, man, Jerry, I'm so impressed by that campaign. And he looked at me like I had just offended him.
Why?
He was like, it's awful. That is garbage, Dale. And then he proceeded to tell me why it was just a shit campaign, and it was also a campaign that had been done and it's tired. It's just a tired old campaign.
Oh.
And wrapped up in a cliche. And I was like,
I mean, it's fun though to just do different shit in marketing.
I mean, I'm not here to pick on Jerry. I loved it.
He's an artiste of marketing.
And I just loved how he was like for us, the consumer, it was like one of those moments where I was like, oh, because when you're in, when you write screenplays, or make movies, you can't read screenplays or watch movies without applying that experience to that moment.
No, totally. It ruins the magic, right?
Same with books.
Yeah.
You recognize, you just kind of recognize some of the things they're doing that help, that might, I got to remember that, and that kind of nonsense,
Yeah. I always,
and they do it in marketing too, obviously.
One of the ways that I judge whether a piece of media or art is good is if I'm not thinking about the choices that the filmmaker made.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I'm immersed in the work and it takes me on a journey so passively that I'm just in it.
Yeah.
And I never once pull myself out of it to think like, that was a weird choice. I wonder why they made that choice. Or, oh, that was a very interesting choice. Or I noticed the score, or I noticed this lighting or something. If I'm not noticing any of that stuff, they did a really good job. But if I notice it, even if I'm noticing it for praise, then I feel like, oh, well, that obviously wasn't integrated very well because, I picked up on it.
Pedro Pascal,
is that stupid?
the biggest star in the world. No, it's nothing stupid. What do you mean?
Mandy said, may Pedro Pascal and Jonathan Bailey rule the world.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Do we need to print our Pedro Pascal for president t-shirts?
Yes.
Pins?
Vote for Pedro, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? We're doing the vote for Pedro?
That's right.
Believe me, when that movie came out, all I could think about was him.
I'm sure.
We were good friends at the time.
Yeah, that's great.
Billionaire backed Baldoni. He sues the insurance company for legal fees.
I am delighted. I'm delighted by this news because it just... Baldoni is going to lose again, you guys.
First of all, did you see the picture that I found of Baldoni for my thumbnail for him?
I did.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. It's the internet, dude. I have
he,
no
like,
idea. I've never seen a Baldoni
Is that like
production.
a menswear ad or something?
I think is it? I don't know.
It's a nice picture.
Dressed man.
It's a nice picture of him. I mean, now I have an opinion about him, so it's not a nice picture anymore, but...
Yeah, I know, but
I'm sure he was
I love the
pleased with it.
under the brow, like he's attending the deposition, peering at her from his chair.
Well, I think his first like film role was as a villain, or maybe that was TV. But yeah, he probably played that pretty well.
Yeah.
With all of his under the brow
So,
skills.
as soon as we can afford it, I think we should get an orchestra for the show, for the opening, like an actual orchestra though. Like I don't want to fuck around. So just as soon
orchestra.
Yeah, because like it was a really, I'm doing the little the starting now loop before we start, so I can not come in so clumsily and fumbly everywhere and try to be set up.
Oh, so like.
But I think I come in really like intimidated by that now. I feel like, oh shit, like it's like the curtain's opening or the light is coming on. I don't like it. So I think we need an orchestra.
Would make it less intimidating?
Yeah, because then the heat's on them. And then they got to like segue us in. And because if it's an orchestra, it would mean like everyone will be very satisfied.
I have some notes.
Okay, well, we'll talk about
What
it.
if it's instead of an orchestra, what if it's a mariachi band?
Yes, I will take a mariachi band, but they have to do
Good.
like Bach and Beethoven,
Oh,
mariachi style.
that's interesting.
You know what I mean?
Do you still want to talk about this Baldoni suing
I do.
his insurance company?
I do, of course.
I said
do.
insurance.
Insurance.
I've been listening to Dale editing the audio, and I didn't realize that I speak such harsh S's. I'm a bad S'er. I don't know how to fix that. So if any of you guys have any links to like some speech therapist that I can hook up, that I can look at real quick.
I'll do better with the
Insurance.
de-essing. Billionaire backed Baldoni sues insurance company for legal fees. And I guess I can't blame the guy for doing it because, if you can get the money, get the money. I'm sure Sarowitz is that his name? Sarowitz?
Sarowitz, yeah, Steve
After
Sarowitz.
all these months.
That's interesting. So this article was on Deadline, which I'm pretty sure has been pro-Lively because they've been reporting on this case. But I think
it's the Hollywood Reporter. Deadline is the Hollywood Reporter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's interesting because Melissa Nathan is sending them. She's the Hollywood Reporter's on their list of friendly contacts. So never mind. I think it's interesting that it says billionaire backed because it already alludes to the fact that he doesn't need the insurance company's money. He's backed by a billionaire.
Well, it's a slap in his face, right? Because they're like, and also remember, of course, I think probably a lot of the, press out there remembers him saying, I'll spend $100 million suing Blake Lively. I'll spend just flapping his money around like billionaires do. Because I've said this before about billionaires.
Do you want me to find the
they
actual
don't
quote?
have their money on hand. Like it's not, their money isn't just sitting in jars. It's all tied up in assets and real estate and
in jars.
Yeah,
under the mattress.
I wrote a movie.
In the little like hole in the wall.
I wrote a movie about a guy and a homeless guy. They befriend each other because he works he works in the building where this homeless guy panhandles every day, or doesn't actually panhandle, but where he hangs out. Anyway, he gets to know the guy. Whatever, they become very close friends. This guy, the panhandler, the would-be panhandler. He actually doesn't panhandle. People just mistaken him as a homeless person. But anyway, he gets unalived by like somebody mugging him, like another homeless person. Anyway, this guy finds out is that this guy left him everything he had. This homeless guy left this guy with whom he'd become close over like a couple of years.
Why are you whispering?
And he sorry, and he I don't know, because it's a secret. It's a secret, of course. But this guy walks into this unalived guy's house that he left him this apartment and everything, and he walks into it, and it's filled with change, like filled, like there's well over $1 million in coin. It's all over the place. And during the movie, the whole like part of the reveal of this is that people keep giving this guy money and he doesn't need it. And he tells people, he's like, I don't need your fucking money. And he sits on the street and he's a drunkard on the street.
So he just collects it.
And he just brings it all home and just dumps it where he doesn't need it. And
so he's basically like a dragon on a mountain of coins.
Yes, he lives.
I love that.
He lives in this apartment that is a mountain of coins.
You said you wrote the story?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I wrote this probably in 1990. I don't even know where it is, but I wrote it in like 90.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
What are you going to do with it?
I don't know. It sits there. It floats around.
Well, now that you spoiled it for everybody.
That image is there.
Now that everybody's spoiled now.
Yeah.
The homeless guy's actually super wealthy.
Now somebody, one of these people are going to be like, they're going to say it to somebody who's going to say it to somebody who's going to say it to somebody in 4 generations. It's going to come up. You'll be like 90. I'll be long gone. You'll be like, oh, I remember this. In the saddest news ever that I could possibly speak, it feels unspeakable, but I'm going to say it.
Are you going to bum me out?
I think this will bum anybody who knows about this out for eternity.
Oh.
It's got to be one of the worst things that has happened in all of this weird period where America has been shaken at its foundation.
Oh boy.
The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is going to shut down. And I almost started crying. Just hear what I said.
I was really surprised that was so centralized.
The Corporation for Public Broadcasting, thanks to this administration,
right,
who pulled its funding, the big fucking beautiful bill, has destroyed one of the most unbelievably important American institutions, media institutions in the country's history. And it's gone.
Yeah, well, I think it's important to remember that one of the hallmarks of fascism is that you're not really supposed to be able to get your credible information from anywhere but the leader. That there's a singular source for information. Well, this is why it shakes me to my bone,
right? This is why it shakes me to my bone.
But
right?
all of this stuff is happening for a reason, like defunding all of the places where people get their news or their information or whatever.
Yeah. So terribly disturbing stuff, heartbreaking stuff, really, just heartbreaking. And I'm a Canadian, and yet I was raised on that content, like all kids, So
Tanner said it makes me sad. I grew up a PBS kid and grew up to be an NPR adult.
Like I'm honestly I'm on the verge of tears right now.
Don't.
Like it hurts me so much I can't even tell you. I listen to it I've listened to it like so regularly or watched it. And also it was just like it was my whole youth. Like it was all like it's everybody's.
Yeah, I know.
It was everything.
It's really awful for the arts too, because I know that there's a lot of ways that maybe that's still big publishers or something, but a lot of the stuff that they talk about on their programs are these like new books that are published or new art exhibits or, all of the stuff that we enjoy, the art stuff, culture things.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. So, super crushing news. I've been grappling with it since I read it. It's just been, it's gotta be the worst news of all of this. Like it couldn't be like it, because that to me is like, pure evidence of what's really happening. When they take that institute, when they're able to successfully take that away from us, from all those kids in the future, American children. I mean, it's just, oh my God. So there it is. It's gone. R.I.P. Thank God Ozzy didn't live to see that. That's a joke. You see, we got to get the orchestra because then they'll go boom.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be the person in the corner with a slide whistle.
Yeah.
I went to go see my mother is really into Looney Tunes and cartoons and orchestra or whatever. She used to get tickets to Bugs Bunny on Broadway, and it wasn't on Broadway. It was like designed. It was they did a tour. It was like Los Angeles.
Yeah, it's on Broadway, but it's called on tour.
The show is Bugs Bunny on Broadway.
Sure.
And what it was like it was all of the orchestra scores of the Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yeah, which were amazing.
That are performed live in an orchestra with the cartoons playing. It was fucking awesome.
Forget about that.
But the lighting was so coordinated that they in the intro they had the one guy whose whole job is the slide whistle. And they put a big spotlight on him and darkened everything else.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? He must have loved it too. It's like a solo.
It was adorable. They knew exactly what their audience wanted. Delicate said, Dale, don't be hurt because I think it'll come back and come back stronger because most Americans aren't going to stay quiet about it.
I'm so heartbroken by it. It literally like I can't. I don't even feel foolish about it because I see it for what it really is, and I immediately thought that, of course, delicate, like, yeah, I thought it's going to come back, but will it? And what will it be? And
Yeah.
I can't believe they get that. Like, that's just like a giant win. Like this hurts me more than Roe v. Wade, just because as stupid as that is to say, because I had something like
Take it back.
Well, the reason, I'll tell you why.
It's not really comparable, Dale.
Let me explain why.
Okay.
And I think it is. I thought Roe v. Wade was going to get everyone angry enough to change all this shit. See, when Roe v. Wade happened, I didn't get so angry because I was like, okay, now we know for sure, right? But they didn't fucking do anything. So this feels like, the last pillars of it, and it's not. I know there's still many institutions to go, but that's why it's affected me so hard, is because I feel like, when Roe v. Wade happened, it was like, okay, that's a fire. We're going to get that back. That was my first thought. I was like, that's coming back immediately. We just got to get rid of these tyrants, and then we'll be on with it, and privacy will be restored. But, obviously, as that didn't happen, or as it didn't happen, the anger for that grows and grows and grows. But to see another massive, like, this institution, by the way, this shouldn't be taken lightly, because Sesame Street was probably the most pivotal, one of the most pivotal LGBTQ plus educators there was. Do you know what I mean? And just diversity alone, just the way in which we were sort of learning how to live and grow and be together.
I think that shows like this and what you're talking about are probably just going to be privatized, and there's going to be advertising all over them, and that's going to suck. But a lot of the really great properties that people miss a lot are probably just going to be produced and sold. They're going to be like paywalled on a streaming service or some shit. You know, it just won't be free anymore.
Somebody's getting on me for my male POV on Roe v. Wade. I'm not comparing the two in terms of their importance in society. I'm comparing the two in terms of how it felt, because in this instance, I feel like everything has fallen. In that instance, I felt like there was still something that would light the fire under our butts.
Let me back you up a little bit, because I understand that you were talking about like the timeline towards collapse.
Yeah, exactly.
There's like markers along the timeline where you're like, oh, whoopsie daisy, we lost another huge pillar that holds this whole structure up.
And Roe v. Wade, I didn't think for a second it would stay gone. Do you know what I mean? Like I felt that was a very impermanent action, and clearly, the loss of Roe v. Wade is a far more detrimental thing in terms of its effect on our daily lives. But it's all fucking tragic, isn't it? I
think it's super.
I don't disagree with you. That is a weird comparison, so I'll own that.
I'm surprised you're still calling it a comparison.
It wasn't a comparison. Yeah, it's not. Thank you. You're right. It's not.
There's that really great book, Snyder. I can't remember his first name, but he wrote on tyranny, and it's this really, really thin, like it's almost like a pamphlet. But it's this really thin book that just talks about the stages. Very clearly describes the stages before you slip completely into a fascist, society. Yeah. And it's worth knowing about, I think that these sorts of things are really worth like sort of flagging, being like, okay, well, this is where we are right now, and how much farther do we have to go, and what can be done realistically and what can't, and where to direct your energy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think these things are important to notice.
Well, anyway.
I don't know that they're so important to despair over, because ultimately there's so much more that we can do in smaller, more insular communities that we have long relied on a very broad, centralized government to take care of. And I'm not saying like I'm for small government, because the government should do a lot more for its citizens than it ever has in the United States. But I was really surprised that something like public broadcasting was not, a little bit more regional. Maybe it will be.
Well, it had both, right? They all had their regional affiliates. It was set up like most broadcasting companies. Like CBS has CBS affiliates in each market. Every major network does. So, and so did PBS. So like here, for example, for for NPR, we had whatever the call letters are for the UGA satellite here, so it's the same structure. It's the exact same structure.
I'm saying, like, basically, like, my big takeaway on all of this stuff and all these really horrible things that are starting to happen is like, wow, this place was really fucking fragile to begin with. And I think that it's important to recognize that, like, maybe if we rebuild these things, we can build them back stronger and maybe have some more safeguards, because obviously what we thought was strong was not. Like, if everything can just, if like we have a new president for like 4 years, 8 years, whatever, and everything can change. Well, what the fuck was this whole thing was built on fucking toothpicks?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. I'm actually super surprised that more people aren't focusing their anger on the 3-letter agencies that are letting any of this stuff go on. Like, there's some really, really insane things that are just, you can't even cover. There's so much news about what's going on.
Lee says it sucks that the Democratic Party refuses to act as an opposition party. No wonder Trump always wins. That's the biggest problem here. That is the biggest problem. The amount of facilitation, the amount of
no, it's not facilitate. It's complicity.
You're right.
Right? Like, why don't they? That's the question, right? Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they're not interested.
That's why they don't want stock trading out of the. Well, we're going down the rabbit hole. It is
maybe what people are starting to recognize is that what we're existing in is a cold class war. That there's the level of people who are managing everything in government, and then there's the working class who has no say. Maybe that's what we're seeing. Instead of it's being like left, right, blue, red, maybe it's us versus them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like if you look at things with that lens, everything becomes a lot more clear. It just explains a whole lot that has been so obscured. And every time that anybody starts to get any awareness of that on a broad scale and like actually get some publicity talking about what's really happening, the us versus them, the reality. Somebody on some social media people will start with some fucking bullshit culture war and distract everybody again and divide us all again.
Yeah.
It's like.
Well, listen, I'm on board with everybody's sentiment that they're complicit. I've been screaming at the Democrats for a very long time. So, yeah, for a very long time. The biggest problem with the last election for me was that, first of all, Joe Biden, he should have done what he said he was going to do and been a one-term president. And he ended up being that, but not without fucking up this election entirely. And I don't trust the way the Democrats select their candidates at all. I don't believe that they have a democratic process, because if they had, I truly believe that we would have had President Bernie Sanders, right? Or at least candidate for President Bernie Sanders. And
when do you think that all sort of like fell apart? 2000?
Oh no, way back when. I can't,
because 2000 was the Brooks Brothers incident, right? Was that what it was called? When the hanging Chad controversy that went to the Supreme Court? That was 2000, right?
Bush v. Gore.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a.
Was it 2000? I all I remember was the way it felt when I came into the office, the day after the Supreme Court chose the president of the United States.
Yeah. Okay. So it was like, okay, Bush v. Gore. That was 2000. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
And then there was overturning Citizens United. I remember the Citizens United Supreme Court ruling was like a really big turning point.
For sure.
And so,
100%.
And I think everything that is happening now is a result of those two major incidents.
Politically.
That's when we lost, I think.
Yep.
And everything else has just been kind of like pretending like everything's normal while the wheels are falling off, It's
so weird. It's such a weird thing to have to live through. It's also just a weird thing to witness. It's also like, I came here, I'm an immigrant, I came to this country in love with it. I came in, like, I wasn't born here. I wanted this, I craved this. I've read for a few people, some here tonight, the original opening scene for my book, which was paying an homage to that, which was, that moment, the first moment, was always a desire for me to move to the United States. It was just something I always wanted to be and do because, you guys were on my TV every morning. You guys had the warmer temperatures.
I can relate to that. I think if I grew up someplace else, I would feel the same way.
You had the best music. You had the best movies. You had the fucking prettiest people. Like, I was just like, And you guys were exciting. There was always something exciting. I thought you guys also had the nicer anthem. Now I hate them both.
You know, it's so interesting because in the astrology chart for the United States, Neptune is really prominent. And Neptune is all about delusions and idealism and like idealizing fantasy and fame and deception, right? And all of that is like the signature cultural, the biggest cultural export of the United States is fame and idealism. It's like, it's not a coincidence that Neptune is so prominent in the chart of the United States and the American motto is the American dream. Because that's all it is. It's a dream. Like, it's a fantasy. And everybody's so fixated on it.
Well, it's so funny because my whole fixation and fantasy surrounding the United States was all about the dream. And I have my Neptune's conjunct my ascendant.
Yeah.
So.
And there's no other country that does that. Like, name another country where fantasy and idealism and like heroism and all of these like imaginary concepts, right? It's like the main cultural signification.
I gotta take a break for a second and just thank the Puerto Rican dragon who just recently bought my book.
What do you mean?
First of all, your name is the greatest.
The Puerto Rican dragon?
Yes.
That's so great.
I love it. And I only see the Puerto Rican draga. So it could be the Puerto Rican dragon friend. But I think it's the Puerto Rican dragon.
The Puerto Rican Drago.
Drago.
Yeah.
But yeah, bought 2 real. And I just hope you love it. I hope you really enjoy it. If you don't love it, I hope you're like, man, that was worth my time. I just want you to enjoy it so bad. Please come back and let me know how you feel about it. I can take it on the chin if it didn't work for you. But I think you'll like it. If you were compelled to buy it, you'll probably like it because you're invested, right? You paid money for it, so now you're done. It's a wrap. You gotta like it. I'm just talking myself into it. Please come back and let me know how you truly feel, though. Is that Benito, aka Bad? Is that Bad Bunny? Oh, they're going to start it this weekend. The Puerto Rican dragon.
Oh, that'd be so great.
So Delicate, who is on our YouTube feed, and whom we met on TikTok, is asking if that is
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Gotta let us know. With bated breath, we wait. Well, I'm so excited. I do hope you'll come back on Monday and let me know how you like it so far. Or you don't have to come back on Monday. You know what? I'm in no position to ask you to do anything. You just read that book because you bought it. Don't put it on the shelf. Put it on. Get after it, and then let me know how you feel about it because I'm
Mandy
excited.
has a question.
Yeah, Mandy.
Mandy wants to know, what's your opinion on all of the people making BTS videos of the Devil Wears Prada filming?
I don't think I've seen any of it.
Save some Meryl for the rest of us. I haven't seen these.
I haven't seen them. I'll have to check it out.
I know that they're promoting the hell out of that sequel.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They got all these it's like do you remember when they used to have them breakout dance things where then people were just like, man, this is a menace. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What were they called? Flash something?
Flash mobs.
Flash mobs. This is kind of like they're trying to figure out a way to like get the flash mobby thing going.
God, it's like such a nightmare. That's such a nightmare. Like I feel like that's what all of my nightmares actually are like. It's like whenever anybody puts a video of them like stuck on a plane when everybody breaks into song, I would just open the hatch and jump out.
Get me out of here.
Nothing else matters as much as making it stop.
Run for cover. So before we get into the more into the weeds with Baldoni and pick up on the stuff that we did miss out on yesterday, because I definitely want to like share with you guys some of my thoughts about Baldoni being there.
Oh yeah, Delicate is asking, can you go over the news from yesterday?
Yep, we're gonna do all that. Before we do, I got one more for today from my thumbnail, which is that which this one kind of sucks too, just because we were just talking about like losing PBS and then now Ghislaine Maxwell got a serious upgrade. Did you see this?
I read that that's not really the case. I know that everybody is trying to make it a thing, but
well, what I read is that it's a damn, from where she is to where she's going.
Right.
It's a damn fine upgrade.
I'm not sure why they're moving her. I mean, I'm sure whatever, they move prisoners all the time, but she was never in like a maximum security. I think that she was under like an aliving watch.
Yeah.
But I don't think that actually don't know. But somebody was explaining that the place that she got moved to in Texas is on the same level. And then somebody
Same security level, you mean?
and someone was saying that they specifically moved her to that facility because they don't have any cameras in that facility. So they're saying that she is either going to take private meetings where they're going to be discussing,
These things.
doing things that they shouldn't be doing, right? Like to protect her or whatever, or that they're going to harm her or something and not have any recorded evidence. But it's just, there's no such thing as a prison that doesn't have surveillance. So it's just, I don't know what people are saying. I think that this sort of story is ripe for a lot of distortion, because think about who benefits most when we're distorting this story,
Yeah.
So like I feel like it's really, really important when it comes to any of the cases that are like peripherally involving our president, that everybody's like really, really scrutinous of the information that they're choosing to consume.
Well,
because like,
the activity around her is intriguing nonetheless.
Very weird, super unusual.
And yeah,
there are some legal people who were talking about how the way that this prisoner is being treated is really unusual, but I don't think that she's getting like preferential treatment, and I also don't feel like she's being moved to a facility that's, somebody was saying it didn't have cameras. Like, that's impossible. There's always cameras in a prison.
Yeah, that seems unlikely. But
yeah.
Well, okay. The bit I read was more generous than your being about it,
Generous.
or what you read. Yeah, in terms of to Ghislaine. She's Ghislaine. Ghislaine. Anyway, this woman is what I read. She got a really heavy duty upgrade. That she's in like that, for example, like, have you ever been to?
Are there nice prisons in Texas?
Have you ever been to like a really nice Ralph's?
A nice Ralph's?
Yeah. Have you? No. Yeah, right?
No, I've never been to a nice Ralph's.
Okay, well, have you ever been to a really nice Kroger? Like, not by nice, I mean by Kroger standards. Well, let me ask you: have you been to one? You're so not being a participant here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you been to a nice Kroger?
Is this like one of those improv classes?
Have you ever been to a Ralph's?
You're supposed to say yes and.
Have you ever been to a Ralph's and it kind of skeeved you out, and you're like, oh, this.
Yes.
Do you remember that Trader Joe's we went to in like in the valley somewhere? And it was like, what the fuck is up with this Trader Joe's? But then we go to like our local one that's here, or even the one that's downtown, or the one that's in Hollywood, and it's a really nice Trader Joe's.
No, I know what you're talking about.
You see where I'm going here with this?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry.
So Ghislaine,
I didn't pick up.
Ghislaine might be going to like, she might look like it's a lateral move, but if I was working at Trader Joe's and I got put in that Valley store, I'd be bummed. The thing kind of smelled musty. It was an awful store. But if I got put in the one that was in Hollywood, I'd be like, this store is dope. It has modern docks. It's all up to date. So
it's got a whole chip aisle.
So, and the pictures I saw also gave that impression.
Really?
Yeah, that she was moving into a place that was architecturally much more. It looked like condos. Like, it looked like. Now, I don't know if it was the place. I don't know.
Leave it up to Texas to be like, we have all different kinds of prisons.
We got
we got good prisons. We got bad.
We
prisons.
got the prisons for our friends. These are our friends.
Oh my God, Texas is like.
How you doing in there?
You need to build a prison? Come on down to Texas.
You want the latest iPad? The one? Okay, we'll get you the latest one. Yeah.
That's crazy. Condos, huh? Everything's bigger in Texas? Even your cell?
Yeah. So anyway, obviously the point to this is that there's a lot of activity around her. And obviously there's been a lot of Epstein stuff. And I really, really hope that people don't give up on this, because that's what they're trying to do. He's trying to restart all the fucking trade wars. He just upped the tariffs against Canada. He just upped the tariffs against Switzerland. Like, he's just creating all this war shit again so that he can try and hide.
Because it did a good
from
job
the
of
truth.
distracting the
Yes.
press the first time because they were reporting on it.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard. He was like, guys, please stop talking about the really bad news about me.
He definitely has these
What
decoys.
do I have to do?
This is why I think people don't think he's. This is why I don't know that people understand just how smart he actually is. Like he definitely sounds stupid, but he's not. He has decoys, and he knows what they are, and he has those stories worked as decoys. He understands publicity better than any, probably better than any living person. He understands publicity probably. The man is an absolute genius at self-promoting. He's been able to self-promote as one of the most despicable human beings on the earth and succeed at it. Amazing to think about.
I saw this really funny post on Twitter. I can't remember. I should find it so that I can give the person credit, because it was like a meme of like somebody like, oh. And it was the angel that designed Trump's personality, knowing that he's gone into politics instead of reality TV.
Right. You're like, God, this was supposed to be funny.
This was supposed to be great. He was going to do so amazing. He was going to be so famous on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Well, it's that. Doesn't he have like, isn't it like ascendant on like, on Regis or whatever?
Regulus. Yeah.
I always get those stars' names wrong. Regulus. My bad. I guess I'll just do that because Wegmans is the shit, says Risky. That's true. we used to live right by Wegmans. Right? Wasn't that the Wegmans? On Franklin?
No, that was it's left my brain, but it's not. It was a
shit.
Mayfair? No.
Mayfair. No. Was it Mayfair?
Something like
Who
that.
cares? Nobody cares about us.
It's been so long. Tanner says it's because he knows the art of the deal.
He should have wrote it.
Mandy says, Dale, I'm howling at your Texas accent.
My Texas accent? Come over here. We'll get us some pork and we'll have a chat. Huh? Want some pork?
Pork.
No, they like the beef, don't they? I drove through Texas once. I've driven across the country on, a few occasions. And on one such occasion, I was with my brother-in-law, and we sat down in a Texas roadside Texas steakhouse. And he was like, I want to try something that I'll never get anywhere else. And our server was like, well, then you need to get the testicles. That's what she said.
They do that to trick people.
And he did. He did.
God.
And I took a bite.
You didn't.
It was a terrible decision.
You tried it?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Dale, you respect yourself better than that.
Let me tell you why. There's a backstory. I used to work at this store that I used to be a salesman at, and my boss was this absolutely stunning looking Argentinian woman. Oh my God, she was just so beautiful. And we got into a conversation about like our favorite foods, and hers, testicles.
She was hitting on you.
She was crazy
That's a
about them.
super fucking weird thing to say.
She loved them.
She was trying to be provocative.
I mean, she told me about.
I
Do you
don't
think
believe
so?
her. Yeah, I do not believe.
Because I'm not that like unaware. Like I think I would have picked up on
Really?
it. Because she was so attractive, I would have been all over that.
I was trying to get you to ask me out for 3 months before I finally asked you out. You are that unaware.
Oh, shit. That's a big loss.
That is such a weird thing to say.
Well,
That's such a strange way to answer that question.
But when I was in this Texas steakhouse with my brother-in-law, I thought about the way she described why she loved eating testicles.
I can't believe this.
It's true. And I was like, all right, I'll try them. I literally flashed back to that memory.
That is such a shameless thing to say. I'm like getting secondhand embarrassment.
Dude,
this woman I've never met.
The Queen of Bedlam is saying they're good fried. Like it's a delicatessen that people eat. This gorgeous woman from Argentina, she said that it's a huge delicacy in Argentina. Like they eat it all the time. It's like a big deal. Like she was not, I don't think you're right. I would love to believe you were right because honestly, she was just that staggering of a beauty that if she could have any attraction toward me at all, it would be such a like boon to my ego.
Well, it is true that like Argentina and Brazil have like a real like cultural pride for their meat, like their
They
churrascos.
do, yeah. She's very big about it.
It's it's like a big thing for them. It's like a, you think about American barbecue culture and how like regionally different it is and how everybody argues about what's best and, they have competitions and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, just like that.
Yeah, man, you're saying, all jokes aside, it's a legit delicacy.
What?
Yeah, people, it's on the menu in these Texas.
I will never know because I would never.
First of all, let me tell you, I bit it. It's like biting into like densely like coagulated like pate.
Coagulated? Stop it.
Like pate or something.
No,
like your teeth sink into it.
Why would you use that?
There's no tearing, there's no shredding. They sink into it. It's like.
Stop. Sound effects.
That's it. She's toast. She's got to take a break now. Okay, moving on to the main topic of the evening. Angela's leaving the building. I got her, guys. She had to leave. Sorry about the coagulation. I'm sorry about the coagulation. Kind of like gizzard, but not as chewy, says the Queen of Bedlam. Maybe I didn't get a good set. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should try another pair one day. You know what I mean? Like maybe not in Texas. Maybe what I need to do is go to Argentina where they know how to make balls right. You know what I'm saying? That's
coming back until you change the subject.
Angela's not going to come back until we change the subject. Well, then come on back. We'll change the subject we'll change the subject. Transitioning now. How do you transition out of this? I don't know how to get out of this.
That's your problem.
I'm stuck in testicle speak. I don't know how to get out. Have you guys heard the latest on Justin Baldoni? He's suing his insurance company. She can't come back. You got to come back, Angela. He's got to laugh on camera.
Speaking of testicles, let's talk about Justin Baldoni.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm actually here to entertain you guys. Angela's just, she's very greedy sometimes. Mexican food is regional. I love this talk, though. We are talking about, we can talk about the book, Guilty. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about the book. We have to watch out for spoilers, though, because we have somebody who's just starting the book this weekend. Are you still here with us? Maybe I'll read the book for like 5 minutes. No, I won't do that. I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. I'm just scrambling now without you, Angela. You have to come back. She's literally crying from laughter. I got her bad. It happens occasionally. It's the sound effects. I know. I got to stay away from the sound effects when we do lives.
I just had a really weird day and I took up the giggle.
Well, welcome back. Mandy said, when you get those giggles, that's marriage goals. You made Angela cry, Dale. I know. I do all the time, but for the good reasons.
It's too much.
It was too much. I'm sorry. Well, I told you there was a reason why I was going there. It wasn't, everything's got, it's the thing about writing and like telling and storytelling in general. Everything's got to have like a, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Moving along, guys. Moving along. What time is it anyways? It's 7:49. Yesterday's stories. It is, by the way, yesterday's story, which says Trump ready to pardon Diddy if he's denied bail. And I brought this up yesterday. I don't know if we talked about it yesterday, but it's happening all over again today. And I got to tell you, like on this live, I said a bunch of shit about Diddy where I was like, on the prosecutor, where I was like, I think the prosecutor might be in on this shit or whatever. But it turns out, I guess the prosecutor is trying to put him away for a lengthy period of time on these two charges.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he is asking that the judge not let him out. And by the way, the bail is $50 million. Well, I don't know if that's the bond, but it's $50 million. So it's a pretty hefty duty bond. I got to tell you, though, the weirdest thing about this Diddy thing that I read today was that his attorney, so the prosecutor said that he should not be allowed out because he's dangerous. And Diddy's attorney responded to the judge saying that the prosecutor's, concerns are, unwarranted because Diddy has been given a second chance at life by this jury. It sounded so much like a "I was guilty and they let me go" kind of a statement. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was exonerated in a courtroom, I would be speaking as if I was exonerated, not as if I've been given a second chance by a jury. It was a really weird statement that, even as I say as I speak about it to you guys now, it gets more and more weird as it comes out of my mouth. Like, literally, the lawyer was like wrote to the judge saying, "As we said in this courtroom, the jury has given Diddy a second chance at life." Like, what innocent man says that? What innocent man says that?
Am I back?
Yeah. Can you imagine if I didn't actually zone you out? We'd just been sitting with an empty seat.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
this
and a
whole
hollow heart.
I'm here like dabbing the tears from my eyes, thinking I'm not on camera. Horrible. It is really strange for them to be like, okay, we're not like the jury saw the truth of the matter and that our client is innocent.
It's the strangest thing. Like, they're saying, no, he should get bail. He's not this bad guy. He's not that bad guy. They're not saying he should get bail. He was found not guilty on these other charges. And let's face it, so this is, by the way, true. According to many legal experts, he's been convicted of violations of the Mann Act. The Mann Act itself is not something that prosecutors would bring.
What is it?
I'm not specifically sure, but I know that it involves the transportation of prostitutes over state lines. And so
it's a MAN or MANN or
NN. What? And so typically prosecutors wouldn't even bring charges if those were the only charges that they thought would stick, or would stick. So if they went to a grand jury, for example, with a string of charges, and among them were these charges on the Mann Act, if the jury came back with only the charges on the Mann Act, apparently that would never go to court.
Okay, here's what it is. It prohibits the transportation of individuals across state or international borders for immoral purposes, primarily prostitution.
Yes. So that's the sort of gist of that, if you will. Does that all make sense? So the prosecutor's asking for more time, wants I imagine they're asking for the max now. What I read said they were going up to 67 months or something like this. They were asking for 45 to 60 months or something like this. But maybe I got it wrong, which would be half, because each charge carries a maximum penalty of 10 years. So it would be a maximum penalty of 20 years. Everyone agrees that he would never get those as concurrent. So they would be consecutive. Mm-hmm. And so he would be looking at 10 years. And I guess that's what the prosecutor is going for. So that leads me to yesterday's talk, which was about Trump getting ready to pardon Diddy, even if he's denied bail. So yesterday we talked about this a little bit, which was that officially from the White House, they said that they were in contact with Diddy's attorneys. Like, this madness. The president of the fucking United States of America is in contact with P. Diddy's attorneys, monitoring the situation. What I mean?
It's all reality TV to him.
It's fucking unbelievable, dude. Ghislaine is about to get pardoned. And if she's not getting pardoned, she's getting preferential treatment, if you believe some of the headlines that we're reading today. And if that's not the case, great, wonderful. I hope that's true. Maybe they are just rumors because they want to make Trump look bad. But if he pardons Diddy, if he pardons Ghislaine, I mean, come on. What the fuck?
None of this shit matters anymore.
It's the craziest shit. Anyway, so we'll see what happens, but it looks like the prosecutor is aggressively trying to keep that dude in jail. And we'll see if he actually succeeds at it. But yeah. I'll be curious to see for sure. I mean, I'm going to watch it closely. What's that? You're looking at me weird. Do I have something on my nose?
No. I feel like I haven't really fully recovered.
Well, let's get to the comments. And listen, don't bust out laughing because we're going to be talking about testicles.
Okay, you were talking earlier about Steve Sarowitz and how Baldoni, in that headline that said billionaire backed Justin
Yes.
Baldoni is suing his insurer.
Yeah.
Well, I just had to pull up the quote. Steve Sarowitz at the film's New York premiere. He said he was prepared to spend $100 million to ruin the lives of Miss Lively and her family.
Now, this is this isn't like it's not recorded, right? This is somebody saying it.
Well, so I don't know. It isn't. There are some quotes. So it's either somebody quoting, having heard this, like they were spoken to by him, and then they testified about this. They're willing to testify about this, or this is recorded. So, but it's quoted. Some of it is quoted, some isn't in her complaint.
Was that quoted?
When asked about this comment, Mr. Sarowitz's counsel confirmed that his client is prepared to spend whatever necessary to defend Baldoni, Wayfarer Studios, and himself.
Well, I mean, so that's like you won't mess me up, whatever.
That is a
kind of
really
statement.
bad stance to go into a lawsuit when you're suing your insurance company for not covering the cost of your litigation.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Don't you think that's a really foolish thing to say when you're not paying and you're expecting an insurance company to pay?
Yes, it's the same sort of, hyperbole that we heard from Brian Friedman when he was on the Megyn Kelly show when he talked about suing everyone into oblivion.
Right.
The only guy getting sued to oblivion right now is Justin Baldoni. And this lawsuit, of course, against his insurance company is pretty laughable. He doesn't have a hope in hell, in my opinion, on getting this to work because he had to fill out a form. Now, this is according to, I don't know how, empirical this evidence is, but if what I read is true, they had to declare any complaints filed, any SH or SA or
to the insurer,
to the insurance company.
Yeah. They want to know if anything has occurred through the year since they last, re-upped the insurance that would give rise to a claim against them.
Correct.
And if they weren't notified, then I'm sorry, they lied and they'll lose the lawsuit. I don't understand what they're
It's going to be a
for.
slam dunk. I mean, that's easy because
The only thing that they can claim is that they did tell the insurer and that somehow the insurance company screwed up and and continued to insure them when they shouldn't have.
Right.
Like, is that what they're saying?
Yes. Now, in my history with insurance, and I haven't, purchased a bunch of, usually
Right.
for productions, the line producer is going to handle the insurance, but, those applications ask for any incidences that they, because I think there's a matter of also there's certain waivers, for example, if there was a filing, say prior to your, your application for insurance, if there was already a filing, they might grant the insurance if the policy, if that filing was handled a certain way and was waived from the policy, right? In terms of any liability to that specific. You understand where I'm going with this?
So that's what they have to allege in order to win their lawsuit?
No. I'm just saying that I'm just kind of going over the scenarios why the insurance company might use that information in different ways and still grant the policy. But without that information, they
because the insurance company is sorry. Every time I laugh that hard, it kind of rattles.
screws you up for a month.
Yeah. The insurance company has claimed that they were lied to, that this information was withheld. And so I think that wouldn't that mean that their only defense for suing the insurance company is telling the insurance company that they're wrong, that they did tell them and they got insured anyway? I don't understand what their claim could be in their countersuit.
Well, they're going to sue and say that they filled out their forms properly, or that they're going to try and maybe they have some date things. Well, no, the complaint happened, but I'm not sure. But I think that if I read this correctly, their insurance required them to report any claims or report any
Right.
any. So because it's going to affect underwriting.
Any conflict or any situation that could give rise to a claim to litigation.
It's gonna because that's obviously going to affect underwriting. It's like if you're going to get life insurance, they give you a medical exam.
But in Baldoni's own timeline document, he describes all of the complaints that Blake Lively was filing, complaining to producers about, in May of 2023, and every single one of them is being minimized. And so maybe they just thought that it wasn't a big deal, and so they didn't need to tell their insurance company.
Right.
But here we are. It resulted in a lawsuit, and so obviously the insurance company is like, yeah, that was something that was important information for us.
Well, it always is.
Right.
It's like if you in insurance, if you leave anything out, if you apply for medical insurance and you don't talk about something medically significant that has happened in either your history or your family's history, and they find out in the process after you get diagnosed with something that might be either genetic or hereditary in some way, and you didn't disclose that, and they find out, you're not going to get covered. It's that simple. It's how they get you, And part of the problem, of course, is that like you go out there and you try to get insurance, and then you like in the medical world, you tell them what you have, and they're like, nah.
Do you think that there's any way that he wins this lawsuit against his insurance company and forces them to pay for all of the litigation?
The only way that he can win is if he did file the paperwork correctly, and that the insurance company was given everything that they needed to underwrite the policy. That's the only way he can win, is if I guess it's sort of the same thing.
Like they can't claim that the SH allegations didn't happen because that has already been filed in court.
Who can't claim that?
Baldoni cannot claim that the SH allegations never happened.
Yeah, the only thing that would matter there would be...
Because he has already admitted that in his filings in court.
The only potential there that would be... Right, exactly.
So either you withheld this information or you screwed up. No, wait. Sorry. You frazzled me, bro.
Did I break you?
Yeah.
I broke you. I broke Angela, guys. Oh, wait, that wasn't even the right... Oh, that's so hilarious.
What happened?
Oh, because I screwed up.
What did you screw up on?
I screwed up. I broke... Everything's a mess in my stuff. Like yesterday was like devastating. I doubled up on I didn't change one of the thumbnails, and my episode count's all screwed up, and I'm a mess today. Today's definitely my weakest day.
Mercury's in retrograde, bro.
Yeah, it's finishing off too, so it's getting all like, it's getting slow too. So it's retrograde and it's slow. It's deep, bro. It's deep, deep, deep. I don't think he's going to win the insurance
No,
claim.
He's going to lose that one too. It's so stupid that he's trying to countersue the insurance company. He needs to just be defending himself in lawsuits and quit filing new lawsuits. It's just absurd.
I got to wonder what this has cost. Like it's probably...
Who is continuing to convince him that he should keep filing new lawsuits? Like he's losing so much.
Well, he has to sue for this. He has to sue this.
He could defend himself against the insurance company. Why does he have to sue the insurance company?
Well, the insurance company didn't sue him. They just denied. They're just denying the policy. Well, they did. They did. They sued him.
Yeah.
And that's why he's saying no. You've got your information wrong or whatever, et cetera. Of course he's going to try, because it's like it'll cost him a couple $1 million at a shot at. This is going to be a $20 million lawsuit, minimum.
This guy, bro.
When it's a wrap, we're talking $20 million.
I don't know about you, man, but I would like to spend my life avoiding lawsuits. It's wild that this guy is jumping into them, and he's not a lawyer himself.
You know what's crazy about them? We were watching, I can't remember what show it was, but somebody got sued and they got a huge judgment against them. And they were like, she'll never see a dime. The Goldmans never got paid. Like people get sued in this country, and these judgments are laid down on them, and nobody collects. I don't know how these lawyers make any money. Who the hell pays these things? Nobody pays them.
That is interesting.
Yeah, it's just like this guy, and the guy was like, she'll never get a dime. You remember it was the guy, the disco guy, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
Yeah, there was the whole thing around. We watched the documentary, which actually was reasonably entertaining.
Oh, it was about storming Area 51.
The storming Area 51 event, Facebook event that went viral.
And then it ended in a bunch of litigation.
And it ended up in a bunch of, ridiculous litigation. And in that situation, one of the proprietors of that small town, Rachel, is it Rachel?
Rachel, yeah. Is it New Mexico?
Rachel, New Mexico. They sued this promoter, and they got a judgment like multi-million-dollar judgment, didn't get a damn dime.
So that is a good question. How do the lawyers get paid? I know they're supposed to get the first part of the money, but if they never see any of it, then how come they're not all going broke?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This is the weird part. Mandy is asking about she's like, how about the Pam Anderson, Liam Neeson romance? Is it a romance?
I can't tell if it's just marketing or whether it's actually a romance.
If it's just marketing, it's so genius.
It's so smart, yeah.
And if it's not marketing, then I'm thrilled. I mean, I'm thrilled either way because they're fucking adorable together. I hope that movie takes off. I hope it's a huge success. I hope everyone on this channel will go see it. And that's 5 tickets. But hey.
I have seen a lot of people give their...
People were this today.
What?
I mumbled it and it was stupid. Go ahead.
I've seen a lot of people review that movie saying that it's so great to have that brand of comedy back.
Uh-huh.
They're like, this movie is truly very stupid, but like extremely entertaining the entire time. It's just like constant jokes getting thrown at you. And I personally adore those types of comedies. Like
me too.
I grew up watching those,
It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, that series is funny too.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine but never stops.
Airplane and the Naked Gun movies. Those were always just, I feel like we watch them all the time.
Yeah, totally.
It's good to have him back. It's a good kind of comedy.
I want it to be a huge success. And if those guys are fucking loving on each other, they look like a great couple. They look like they have a really, like, the chemistry they have is clearly awesome. If it's friendly chemistry, then that's the best kind. If it's lover chemistry, then that's the best kind. She was giggling. I saw the one interview where she was just bubbly as fuck and looking at him. Well, and she was, by the interviewer, asked about, the interviewer said to Pam Anderson that after Pam had wrapped Naked Gun, she was asked, I think, by this reporter then, so, how was it? How was shooting Naked Gun 2 or Naked Gun reboot? And Pam Anderson said she fell madly in love. With
the film and the process, or with Liam Neeson?
Well, so then that was what the extension of that statement was to her question.
This could just be marketing.
That's what I'm saying. If it's marketing, hallelujah, bro. It's so good.
It's very smart.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope the best for them.
One thing I do want to say while we're on this topic, because I don't know if we're going to talk about it again, I am just delighted that they picked Liam Neeson, and I don't know whether it was on purpose because it's so close to Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, names wise.
Yes.
And as far as like,
am I just imagining that? They're close, right?
It would be funny if they were like, who do we get that's like, because it's a funny thing. Like, who do we get that's like Leslie Nielsen? Liam Neeson. It's like, that's a really funny idea.
I wonder if they like somebody, how like I'm very bad at remembering names and I'll just start guessing. I wonder if that happened in the meeting and they were like, that's it. That's the one.
Risky Business said that they were thinking the same thing last night about their names.
That's really funny.
Katie wants to hear more about Don's Plum. What do you want to hear about Don's Plum? I'll tell you anything you want to know. I'll tell you anything. Please ask any questions.
Okay. There's some more things that we should talk about.
Yes, please. Oh. Yeah, let's hear it. Blake
Lively submitted her second amended complaint.
Oh, this is great stuff, by the way.
So when the judge ruled that she didn't have jurisdiction in New York to sue Jed Wallace, he threw Jed Wallace's case out of Lively's lawsuit.
Yes.
But he gave her permission to refile in order to make the jurisdictional claim.
Yes.
And so that is what her second amended complaint does. So it's the whole complaint just the same as it was before, but then there's a lot more details that place his business and the business that he ran for Melissa Nathan in New York.
As soon as you brought it up, I was like, as if, it was downloaded telepathically, but I immediately understood why her amended complaint is really strong. Because this guy sitting in Texas, he's not doing any business in Texas except his own butt where it sits. But he's not doing business in Texas. And I'll even go as far as to say that it's very likely that at least a good portion of the contractors that he works with aren't in Texas either. But we know that he's dealing with these production companies and these clients, and those people are in Los Angeles and New York primarily, but probably in other cities as well, like Atlanta, for example. So he is sitting there. He wants to try to create this haven of protection, being in a Longhorn state where we do things big.
Her main argument, a lot of it is redacted because she filed the amended complaint, but they still have to discuss between the attorneys. They have to have a hearing about what is going to be released to the public or not. But the court has all of this, right? So it's not redacted to the court. It's just redacted to the public.
Yes.
So there's a lot of there's a whole page that's black, and there's a bunch of other black bars everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's where she's really stating the claims specifically about Jed Wallace.
Yeah, so she's literally citing the associations that he's had. Well, because a part of this
what we do know that isn't redacted. I'm sorry, I just wanted to explain that he was working closely with employees of TAG, and they were based in New York. He was also working closely with Melissa Nathan. She had an office in New York at the time.
Yeah.
She wasn't there entirely, right? They're bi-coastal, but that definitely counts. And also he was publicizing, doing his work on social media, talking about and attacking businesses and entities that were in New York exclusively. So she's like, the work that he is doing is targeting New York, and he's working with people who are in New York, and so there is jurisdiction in New York.
This is extremely compelling. I would imagine that Lyman is going to be at least he's going to have some thinking to do. He's going to have to put on some thinking cap here, because it's true. There's no reason to assume that this guy is doing any business in Texas at all, let alone in this case, specifically.
Yeah, apparently he had people working for him in Hawaii. He kept talking about his Hawaii team. Where is the jurisdiction for this guy?
No, he has none. He's working electronically mainly. That's the other thing, is he's working electronically, and I guess that might be a part of what their argument is. He's like, well, I work from here and I reach out to the world from here. But if you make a long distance phone call back in 1985 to New York to do some business, you're still doing business in New York. Mm-hmm. It's a collect call from Dale Wheatley.
Do you accept the charges?
Will you accept the charges? The biggest news of the day, says Mandy, is that the Sex and the City universe has ended, and that Michael Patrick announced that today. I did see that. I didn't know it was still going. So it's less sad for me, because I thought that sadness had already come and gone. I watched most of the Sex and the City. I watched most of it. My ex at the time watched it religiously.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed quite a bit of it. Yeah. I thought that some of the writing was excellent, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. It's surprising. Well, I have a soft spot for stuff marketed to women. I'm a sucker for romance. I'm a sucker for high heels. No, I'm kidding. I love kind of romantic comedy. I love romantic comedies,
Dale passes
serendipity all day long, baby.
Dale passes the Bechdel test.
Well, I don't know. I'm maybe now, probably not earlier. But
I had never seen anything. I just, at the time that Sex and the City was so huge, absolutely massive, I was working at an erotic boutique, and we were constantly hearing about they promoted a product that we sold, and it was just constantly just selling out the door. And everybody, people would call, and they would come in and they'd make Sex and the City reference jokes to me. I'd be like, yeah, just, do you want to buy it? Or,
Who was the promiscuous one again?
Who
Sam,
knows, dude?
Samantha, she had all the sex. She was the sex part of it.
It was just a really weird retail experience where it's weird enough to work retail. It's weird enough to work at an erotic boutique of retail, but then all of a sudden it just got completely consumed by this television show. Yeah. That it made everything so annoying.
That's pretty weird.
I just never watched it because they kind of ruined it.
How do you think the sex workers are dealing with the Harry Styles vibrators? He's got like the Hitachi brand ones, you know, the ones with the big head on the end. Oh.
I don't know.
That's what I'd be doing.
I'm not in that world anymore, Dale.
I was like, because like obviously Harry Styles isn't sitting there like laying in bed going, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I got it. This is a money maker. You know, I'm like a bit of a sex symbol.
Is it really any different than when like Gwyneth Paltrow apparently had like scented candles with a whole, they were like this whole line of like lewd scented candles or something?
It's interesting you would bring her up because her
celebrity brands are just bonkers. I think
weird.
Is what the moral of this story
They're
is.
Weird.
they have this like strange like brand ideas.
Yeah.
And they just can roll with them because they're rich enough. Nobody's going to tell them no.
Katie doesn't seem to like our format on TikTok. She said, "This is just a ongoing back and forth, and talking about it is boring. No offense." So
what else are we supposed to do?
Well, it's like
a dance number.
You're not wrong. This is definitely not our like probably our best show. I don't know what else to call it. Our best live. Maybe it's not our best live. We're a little rusty. We got kicked off yesterday from a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is today, but I
had a really hectic day too. So
yeah, it's just been
kind
of a crazy
exhausted.
day. But I still thank you for coming by and sticking around long enough to get bored. Please come back and try again.
Maybe you could replay this later when you're ready to go to sleep.
She was obviously not here for
a lullaby.
The moment that I sent you to tears laughing.
Well, I don't know how entertaining that was either.
Biting testicle sounds. Yeah. This place can get like crazy around here.
Sorry, we're boring. I don't know that I'm really trying to be so.
I would watch. I would literally watch that show again. That's how much I liked Sex and the City, actually.
Oh.
Mr. Big, come on, forget about it.
Well,
I don't need to.
I am still not interested in it.
Yeah, good. It's cool. I don't need to. I'm just saying, like, it's good enough. It's just good enough writing. It's like it's really good writing.
I know.
And actually, the cast is really good. And the brunette, who's kind of the quirky one, I crushed on her like hardcore. Actually, I got it for the brunettes.
I do feel like I miss out on a lot of good television just because I have really picky tastes, you know?
Well, me too, because I would have never gotten to Brooklyn Nine-Nine were it not for you. Because that brand of humor has typically not been my favorite. But I couldn't recommend that show enough. I love it.
It's cute.
I fucking love that show. So there you go. You never know how it's going to go. Was that a poem?
A haiku by Dale.
I was reading today some Bukowski. I was kind of doing Bukowski versus Leonard Cohen today. Poems wise. Who do you think won? It was Bukowski. I was sitting here. Look at this. I have two of my Leonard Cohen poem books right
Pull
here.
them out. Show people.
So these are my.
This is what you were reading today?
Yeah, these are my Leonard Cohen books today. So I was reading these. They're wonderful. Gifts from the lovely Angela. And then I was also, I was throwing in a couple of Bukowskis. Now this one, these are two of my favorites. But this one is a new book released, and it's real raw, like unedited stuff. And it is dramatically different.
Better or worse?
Both.
Oh.
Yeah, both. Some better, like in terms of like some of the rawness that you just like, whoa, Chuck, my man.
You okay, buddy?
So I was reading them I was kind of pitting each other. I would flip through, and then I would read a Bukowski, and then I'd flip through, and then I'd read a Cohen, and they were like going toe to toe in my mind. And I read about maybe 5 or 6 poems each. Who do you think won? It was Bukowski versus Leonard Cohen. Nobody cares about this but me. Who do you think won?
I think Bukowski won. Am I right?
I don't know. I'm not going to tell you unless some people want to guess. Does anybody else want to guess? Bukowski versus Cohen. Poems, not songs, because we know who wins that one.
Bukowski didn't write many songs.
We'll let you know at the end of the show.
Let's say.
I'm gonna reveal it. I'm just gonna reveal it because our chats are a little low. It was Bukowski. You're right.
I knew it.
Bukowski won.
I knew it.
Yep, he is in written form. I would say he's the stronger poet in the sort of side by side, which is interesting because I would say that poetically speaking, I love them both. I would say Leonard Cohen has been more inspirational to me. Isn't that interesting?
It's so great that you're like hiding in this room and I'm in the other room and I have no idea that you're enjoying the Christmas presents that I got you.
I'm ripping through poems. I do this more often than you actually think.
Really?
Yes. Sometimes I just take a break and I'll just rip through some poems.
That's so great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we put these books right behind you.
Yeah, I love having them. They're very handy. Do you guys like poems?
Do you have a favorite Bukowski book you want to recommend to people?
No. I don't have a favorite Bukowski book that I would like to recommend to anybody. I would recommend all of the Bukowski books. I have not read one that I did not like.
When I was younger, my first car was a classic car.
Oh.
And it used to break down all the time. The thing was a piece of shit.
Hmm.
And I used to...
That's what they say about him, bro.
And I kept a Bukowski book on the passenger side. Do you want to pull out that one that's all like stained and shit?
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, this is interesting because this is a
so
compilation book.
Battered.
It's one of my favorites though.
And it's because it's sat on the like... it sat on my
it's gnarly
passenger side for like 5 years.
It looks like it sat on Bukowski's coffee table.
Yeah, I know. That thing's gnarly. But it was really great because I'd constantly have to like wait for help to arrive, or like I'd be like stuck on the side of the road and like for whatever. And it was just really nice to just like dip into a poem on the side.
This one that Angela has marked, I'll give you the first lines of it. It says, it's called The Word. And it begins, the word has no legs or eyes, has no mouth, has no arms, has no intestines, and often no heart, or very little.
It's great. He's great.
I love him.
But that one, what is that, Septuagenarians do?
Yeah, so this is one of the fan favorites. I don't know why we're breaking into this, but this is one of the fan favorites. This is my new, I lost my old one, so I got this new one.
Anyway, I recommend just keeping one of those books around.
No shit. Now my books are all out of order. I'll just get it another day. Damn it. Maybe the gods have said, read this one next. What else you got, babe? Anything?
Yes, more on the Baldoni.
Let's go with the Baldoni
situation.
Stuff, man. I love it.
I think that they're gonna. I don't know if Lively's gonna sue Brian Friedman, but he may be a witness.
He'll be a witness.
So yesterday in court, they were talking. The judge was hearing from attorneys, and they submitted as an exhibit.
So there were no depositions today.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I guess not. Not if they were in court.
I don't know if they were in court all day.
Well, if they were in court in the morning.
Let me just say what happened.
Please.
They submitted the transcript from the Megyn Kelly interview with Brian Friedman as evidence.
Did they?
Yes.
I did a full breakdown.
I know. That looks bad.
Well, I did a whole breakdown. I should just release it. I don't know if Megyn Kelly will come after me for copyright on it though. That's why I didn't. But I did I have like a 2-hour.
Well, it's suddenly
reaction
relevant
video.
again because he might get in big trouble for it. I thought he was on the show twice, so maybe we're talking about the same one. Anyway, I downloaded it, the transcript that is labeled Exhibit A in court.
You got the whole transcript?
Yeah.
It was in this video that Brian Friedman said that he was going to sue everyone to oblivion. He also said some incredibly hurtful and hateful things about Blake Lively.
Yeah, and he also lied. And contradicted his own filings in the Justin Baldoni lawsuit.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's an amazing piece of evidence. And now it's been submitted to court. So we don't know what's going to happen. I feel like there's probably a way that Brian Friedman could have represented his clients without subjecting himself to legal liability. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I'm
Brian
not an
Friedman?
expert. Yes.
Yeah, it would have been pretty easy.
I feel like
do exactly what Blake Lively's attorneys are doing and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
That is, shut up, put out your very brief statements, shut your client up, But that wasn't that. Again, I think that, remember that Justin Baldoni said, allegedly, to Jennifer Abel that he wanted her buried, right?
She said that he said, I don't know if it's verbatim.
I said allegedly.
She said that he said he wants to know that she can be buried. That's what she said.
So it wouldn't be entirely out of the realm of possibility for him to continue with that kind of, behavior, and not beyond just the PR side of things.
I just can't believe that Brian Friedman didn't assume that this was the predictable outcome for his behavior.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is, just to be clear, because maybe that was a little too vague. Maybe he went to Brian Friedman and said, "I want this on every fucking TV station, news. I want it all over the internet."
Okay, but just so you're saying that just because Justin Baldoni wanted that Brian Friedman should have done it, or he should have maintained some professionalism and been like, "Yeah, we can have people tell your story on social media, and these, like Megyn Kelly show or whatever."
By professionalism,
but maybe I am not the person to do it since I am your attorney.
By professionalism, you mean like to almost like punch another attorney in the face in a totally different
right.
case?
This is what I'm saying. Like,
he's
is there
an
something wrong
unethical
with him?
swine of a human being.
Why would he behave that way in a professional setting?
Because
in a law office.
I think he's fucking got a broken brain.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he's sick or something.
Yeah. I don't know why anyone would hire him. I think he's the worst. He's the worst example of lawyering I've ever seen in, public facing trials. He's like borderline stupid. Like to say I'm going to sue people to oblivion.
Yeah. That's an unbelievable thing to say.
It's an offensive thing to say. It's not even true. That's not how the fucking system works, as proven by Judge Lyman, who took his oblivion and threw it into the trash. He took Mr. Brian Friedman's fucking suing people to oblivion and he dropped it into a bin and said, "Out of here, son." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just to like talk about how stupid you have to be to speak that verbosely, right? That hyperbolically, in a very well viewed, highly popular.
I also don't understand, like,
right-wing talk show.
That's such an excellent example of what he said, right? And that's like an exact quote. But what does that accomplish? He's not making a point about his client. He's not making a point about the plaintiff, right? He's not making a point about Blake Lively. When he says, "I want to sue her into oblivion," or "we plan to sue her into oblivion," he's only making a point about, he's only making a threat, but he's not actually making the case for literally anything that he's supposed to be defending his client about.
If I remember correctly, when he said, "Yes, we're going to sue him into oblivion," I believe it was like, and Ryan Reynolds, and that's when he made that statement. They had already planned on. I mean, they were well embedded in their dispute.
The question
Lively.
remains, like, what is the constructive reason why he would say that? Like, he's not defending his client with that statement. That's not a statement that, creates doubt in Blake Lively, the plaintiff's story.
No.
It doesn't do anything other than voice a threat. I'm not sure I understand why he thought that was a constructive thing for an attorney to say.
I'm not sure I understand why anyone would pay that man any money to represent them.
He just handed her a win with that. Like, this man is on the Megyn Kelly show on television, threatening me,
smearing her.
Well, no, just making open threats. Like, he's not. There's no reason to do that.
If they're submitting the Megyn Kelly interview as an exhibit to the court, then it's about smearing, and he does. He says awful things about her.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's I mean, the guy is just an absolute, pile of trash. Thank you for all the likes.
Well, he's about to be a
Who's
witness.
responsible for these likes? Thank you for them. They're very kind of you. It's very, very kind of you. PR, the Puerto Rican Dragon. I love that name.
All right, let's see.
I want to go to Puerto Rico so bad.
You do?
Yes.
What do you want to do in Puerto Rico?
Fucking hike. Swim.
Is it mountainous?
Eat or cook.
You want to cook in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, I think it's like in a tropical sense, kind of like mountainous in that way, like Hawaii.
Oh.
But
I don't know much about Puerto Rico.
Maybe the Puerto Rican dragon knows. They might not know either, though, because they might be just Puerto Rican and a dragon and not from actual Puerto Rico. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, this Megyn Kelly transcript is just under 30 pages. And it's in quadrants, too, just like a deposition. I'm going to go through this. And we'll find all of the defamatory and threatening statements.
Dale keeps saying, "I like Klay Thompson and Megan
Megan Thee Stallion
Megan Thee Stallion
is she's in a romance with a basketball player.
Oh, with Klay Thompson.
And apparently they are adorable on social media together. They seem really well matched and they're happy.
And she said that Klay here in the Bay Area and Megan was fire at Coachella. Fire. Cute couples are pretty fun, especially when they're pretty. They're all like cutie and pretty, and they got nice shiny noses.
That's funny that you say shiny noses because I'm actually super perturbed, like really unnecessarily. Like I understand that this is just like it's me being picky, but there's a makeup trend where women will paint like a little shiny dot on the end of their nose.
That's really funny.
Have you noticed it?
No.
It's like a new thing where they'll just like shine up just the very end of their nose, like they want to be like Disney animated characters or something.
Really?
Yes, and everybody's doing it, and I don't understand it.
Why is that? It was like when my mom got into the tattoo your eyebrows.
Did she tattoo her eyebrows?
Yeah, she's tattooed. Well, she also went through chemo.
Oh, she lost her eyebrows?
Yes.
And then tattooed them on?
She tattooed before the chemo, but yeah.
So now, does it just look like a blur? Because,
no, it just looks
tattoos don't last that long.
Well, I haven't seen her in a while, but the last time I saw her, they look like eyebrows until you get a profile. You're like, oh, there you are with the eyebrows. And then turn your head, you'll be like, where did the fucking eyebrows go? No hair on that head. So, I'm turning into Whoopi Goldberg myself over here. I don't know where mine are going.
Whoopi Goldberg?
She has no eyebrows. She's never had any eyebrows.
That's funny. I've never noticed.
Yes. Well, isn't that weird? Mm-hmm. But she doesn't have them. I didn't meet her, but I saw her in person. I actually tell this story in the book. In the book, I tell the story about Whoopi Goldberg going to a video store. I adapted the story a little bit differently for the purposes of being able to incorporate a different conversation with Bill. But because I was actually there when she bought the videos.
Oh, and instead you have Bill telling you the story?
Yeah, instead I just had Bill telling me the story because I didn't want to start a whole new scene. So I just put it all in a conversation instead of playing it out as it actually happened in terms of the... Anyway, so I, standing like right next to her in her very tall bow. And I was like, the first thing I noticed was the eyebrows. Well,
you have to tell the story now.
Oh, she bought all these videos from my roommate worked at Tower Records. And she went there and she bought all these VHS tapes, like $2,000 worth.
How many is that?
It's like, whatever that was. Like, what was that? Like, I don't know. It's like fucking 100 of them. I don't even know. It was like there was
100
just rows of them. Just like, I don't even know how she watched all that. She was putting them on a shelf. It was all about just putting them on a shelf.
Yeah.
When you have all the money in the world, you just go and you just buy $2,000 worth.
I want a media room, and so you just stock it.
Yeah, you're not going to watch them all. You just buy them all. You know what I mean? It's like, cans of beans.
I've heard about this. With people want to stage their house with a library, so they'll just call up a bookstore and they're just like, sell me all your books. Yeah. Just put a... they don't even care what
act
they are.
Like they've been reading the whole time.
Yeah.
So she bought these $2,000 worth of movies, and the person who was packing them all up didn't pack them all. She left a couple. So she went home, and they were missing.
And she noticed.
And she noticed. And
Good
she
for
came
her,
back.
I guess.
And she came back, angry about it because she had to go all the way back to Tower Records. And she's like, "Where's my damn movies?" If I was rich, I'd literally just go buy 2 more. Like, that's how I'd feel about that. I'd be like, it's like leaving a pack.
I would not bother.
When I was a cigarette smoker, I've left packs of cigarettes by mistake. Fuck. I'll go back. Where's my cigarettes? You know what I mean?
No, I know. I agree with you. Sometimes your time is more valuable than the thing that you have to go back and get. And that applies to all things in life. Sometimes your time is more valuable than the thing.
So Blake Lively, going back to that topic, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni were face to face yesterday. For the first time probably since before the premiere. I just thought I would share with people what I went through when I attended the depositions of Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire. And before I do, I guess I will also include my little snippet that Toby's in the news today because his wife had filed for divorce in 2020. And 5 years later, no, she said they separated 9 years ago, and then she filed for divorce in 2020. That's what it was. And they're now just getting to it, and he's filing for joint custody of the child, their 16-year-old boy. So anyway, he probably needs like a wingman. So where was I? That was crude. It was absolutely crude.
You're saying like he needs his he needs a 16-year-old boy at his house to like attract the teenager.
Oh, or company for his girlfriend. Yeah. He needs some company for his girlfriend. He was like, I need joint custody because my girlfriend likes to play video games. So it was extremely awkward. By the way, you don't sit across from the deponent, so it wasn't like, Leo staring at me. In fact, he did everything he could to not stare at me or to not even look in my direction. He was incredibly, God damn it. I got a spammer. Hang on. This one's on TikTok.
What happened?
I'm going to block account.
Oh, this one's adorable. This spammer isn't even spelling it right.
Christina.
No, it's supposed to say Christian faith.
Stay far Dale.
But it says Christina Fiath. I guess when you're typing really fast. Did you do it?
Yeah, they're blocked. Yeah.
Okay.
So Leo did made every effort to like avoid eye contact with both RD and I. RD and I and David Stutman attended along with our attorneys. I think we had 2 attorneys present. Mm-hmm. It was Leo J. Laidley and one other attorney, I believe, for them, and then a court reporter and stenographer. And the court reporter, we had a videographer and then a stenographer, a court reporter. So that was like the room. It's obviously very intimidating. It was a very intimidating environment. And it was interesting seeing like Leo. I'm going to report this person now because they came with another account.
You're saying it was intimidating for you to observe his deposition?
It was very intimidating to show up and just be in the room with him, to be in the tension of our dispute.
Yeah.
To feel, first of all, just to feel the hatred.
Yeah.
Like there was so much hatred. It was unbelievable. There was an incredible tension in the room. There was one point where I had to get past him to get out of the room, and he was blocking the way. It's like in between me and this. It was the window with closed blinds behind him.
And so he just pulled his chair back.
Yeah,
So he's
and
blocking the entire passageway.
Yeah, and I couldn't get like sorry, I had to report somebody on TikTok because, we got to get moderators eventually, but I got to wait until we grow big enough to do that, I guess. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Where was I?
You were trying to get by him and he was blocking the way.
I was trying to get by him, and because he was blocking the way, and for whatever reason, I had to, I'm sorry, I'm just getting so spammed on fucking TikTok. It's unbelievable. It's just like a straight attack. These people are just trying to ruin my my live over there. It's a bummer. Anyway, I'm trying to get past Leonardo DiCaprio. He, for whatever reason, I had to get routed around him because I think it was like they were packing up on the other side with the stenographer. So the stenographer was across from him, and he was on the other side where the videographer was, and I had to go around because I was blocked by the stenographer who was not going to be able to move. She had this big old stenographer kit on wheels in front of her and all this other stuff. So I went around the other way to get out for lunch, and Leo was blocking the way, and so I said, excuse me. Just said, pardon me. And he didn't fucking move. He looked at me. He didn't even look at me. He looked straight ahead. And I said, Leo, I got to get by. And he just sat there like this.
Straight ahead at nothing too,
Straight
right?
ahead at nothing. Just straight. There wasn't even anybody there.
Because everybody had walked out already.
Everybody was gone. It was just me, Leo, and there was some lingering at the door. The court reporter was cleaning up her stuff.
Yeah.
So everybody else had gone. I'm like, Leo, you got to let me through, bro. I think it was 4 times, maybe 5. I don't think it was less than 4 times
Fucking dick.
that I asked him to move. And then I fucking hip checked his ass right into the blinds. I was like fucking, and it was such a big commotion.
I mean, that's what happens.
But
bro.
I just checked him right into the blinds and he splattered. In fact, when he came back from lunch, because this was the lunch break, and when he came back from lunch, in the depositions you can see the sun blazing in blades that were the blades that we kinked from the blinds.
The blinds stayed open after you pushed him into them.
Exactly. But it's a very awkward scenario. It's very weird. But let me tell you, it gets real fast. And she's like probably a far more collected person than I am. I'm just guessing.
Who, Blake Lively?
Yeah, you guys see me lose my shit on this live all the fucking time. Like, I lose my shit. Like, especially when I'm like being confronted. I hate fucking liars. God, I hate them. They've just been the fucking bane of my existence. I've just been surrounded by the worst and like densest fucking population of liars. I just can't believe it. It's just like, I fucking don't know who, tells the damn truth anymore. And so, my guess is that Blake Lively is probably more collected than me, because I just lose my shit around when people fucking lie, and but when you get in that room and the questions start to fly, first of all, it's very, very, very official, right? There's you have to, they get sworn in by the court reporter. They're sworn in to tell the truth under penalty of perjury. So you get it's like super official. It's like, very uncomfortable. Nothing you do on any regular basis, even if you've been interviewed before. Deposition's far more like, you feel the weight of like the potential for legal problems,
Yeah, that's stressful.
And so when that kicks in, dude, it's like that tension between us really like did subside, because and it subsided fairly quickly, like 2-3 questions in, and you're just like, now you're in on the questions, now you're in on the task, now I'm paying close attention to what he's saying, I'm watching his body movements, big part of it. That's the difference between like Baldoni and me, is that Baldoni didn't really know Blake Lively. He only worked with her on that one movie, whereas I had a 2-year relationship with him or more at that point.
With
Leo. And I knew him fairly well. I mean, we hung out a lot in those 2 years.
So did you find that you could tell that he was uncomfortable in the depositions?
Oh, he was miserable.
Really? And you knew it?
Oh, yeah, it was great. It was fucking great, bro.
Yeah.
It was like one of the more empowering days. It was just walking in there being like, look who has to be here.
Well, if it's not the consequences of your own actions. Right?
Mateo is asking what I think of the DiCaprio behind the scenes of Wolf of Wall Street. I haven't seen any behind the scenes of Wolf of Wall Street because I haven't seen any DiCaprio movies, really. Surprise, surprise. I saw like The Departed, which I really liked. I saw Blood Diamond. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't love that at all. That was all right or whatever, but I kind of felt like it was trying to be something more than it was. Yet it got all the nominations and stuff, so maybe it was just being blocked by my own bias against Leo. And that's part of why I just don't watch those movies, because I can't fucking stand those dudes,
Hey, when I was laughing super hard, did you go into the TikTok chat?
No.
Because do you remember that you were talking to Puerto Rican Dragon?
Yeah.
And we were asking about the name?
Yeah.
We have an explanation.
Oh, tell me about Puerto Rican Dragon, the name.
The dragon represents my Vietnamese ethnicity, and I'm half Puerto Rican and half Vietnamese.
That's brilliant.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, I fucking love that.
I know. I feel like that should be like your boxer name or something.
Man, you know what? I feel like
it's like your fighter name. It's awesome.
I feel like I have envy toward that. Like just.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, I just feel like to have like these two really strongly, like I have European descent. It just doesn't feel good, Like there's not a lot for me to grasp onto. Oh, back in the old days of Wales,
I know you're like
we were like invading people and ruining their lives.
I know, it's so great to be like, what can I choose to represent my Vietnamese ethnicity? Oh, I know, a dragon.
A fucking dragon, exactly.
Fucking dragon.
I'm from the UK. Like, what is it? I don't even know. I'm not even from the UK, but my ancestors are. and I don't know what would represent it, but fucking what? Pudding? I don't even know. Yorkshire pudding? Is that a thing? Or is that just a dog and then pudding? Are they two separate things?
I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. We have friends in the UK here with us tonight. Even Mandy is here, and Stefan comes on a regular basis.
The Puerto Rican Dragon continued. Dale said, I had my username for about 7 years now, but Baldoni supporters think I'm one of Blake's dragons.
Oh,
said, I'm Team Blake, though, so I'm one of her smaller dragons.
Well, that's fucking awesome in every possible way.
That's great.
That's so awesome. And I love that people... Oh, that's so funny, like, people think that you're showing up supporting Blake Lively with a dragon in your name. Because you know what? They can't think of anything else.
I know.
Everything like points back to what they think and what they're doing and what they, it's what drives me crazy about this whole fucking nonsensical thing. So anyway, back to that whole thing. I just wanted to share with you guys, like, it's a super intense thing, but it's the kind of intensity that gets really funneled into a really focused, event, and the questions get intense and you get more into the minds of the lawyers, your lawyers. In this case, it's a little bit different for Blake Lively because Leo didn't show up at my deposition. You know what I mean?
Right.
My deposition was his attorneys, and that's it.
One thing that I thought was really super interesting about learning about how depositions work by reading all of your transcripts from your lawsuit, was that the attorneys have this really clever way of sort of like padding the questions before they really hit you with an important question.
Yeah.
So they'll specifically order questions so that they're constantly soliciting a yes or a yes or a yes, or like where you're more open to answering. Like there's some things that I feel like your attorneys probably advise you not to answer certain questions. And the other side's attorneys know that. So what they'll do is they'll sort of
that's not true. Let me interrupt you.
They'll like rapid fire questions that you are open to answering, and then they'll throw one of the ones that you're not open to answering. So hopefully you'll just like roll into it.
Well, so you have to answer all the questions.
Yes. No, I know.
Okay.
But like you could be evasive. You could be more, short with your answer and less expressive. But it's just interesting how, like, I saw their pattern of questioning is that they would like ask a bunch of questions about different topics, all leading up to the question that they wanted you to answer in the same way that the previous ones were asked.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. What I can tell you about it is that
the strategy I just thought was really interesting.
Yeah, the strategy is totally, it's totally amazing.
Like it's like a bit of like psychological manipulation,
Yeah.
By the attorneys. And
they're trying to get you to say more than yes if they're asking the questions. So, but you're instructed by your attorneys to answer all the questions with the least amount of information necessary to complete an answer. So, if the quickest answer is yes or no, you should only use those words. If you need to expound upon it, then you should use as few as possible. And then when you read my deposition, it's like I didn't hear a fucking word they said. Yeah, because it's also that moment where you get to tell your fucking story,
Yeah.
So there's that.
Well, also just generally, you're a really helpful person. So you're like, oh, you have a confusion about something? Let me clear up everything.
I definitely showed up there with like a beef. Let's see, I'll grab one of mine, and we'll just grab like a random question. This is volume 2. How thick this shit is, dude. This is volume 2. It's so thick.
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. So Blake Lively they've gotten a limit on the time that she's deposed.
Right.
I thought that was strange because you have so many days of depositions for each of these people. So don't you think it's odd that she can limit the amount of time that they have to question her?
Well, by limit, what do you mean? Yeah, there is a limit for sure. There's going to be a limit. You can't have an indefinite amount of time.
Because I know that the attorneys were like, okay, well, we didn't cover everything we wanted to today, so let's come back. Let's set a date to come back and handle the rest of the questioning.
Right.
I just thought that that's how it worked.
Always.
Oh, okay. I thought that Blake Lively had, she was allowed to limit the time that she's deposed.
Well, that might be true for the hours that she's made herself available, but she's not going to decide when her deposition is complete.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my question.
Nope, that's going to be decided by them. All right, Angela, just say stop, and then I'll read a question from the deposition. Oh, I gotta back it up. With regard to those parts of the Exhibit 16 that were not already in the 72-minute version of the film, were those additional parts, were they a result of the creative collaboration of you and someone else? My lawyer objected and said it assumed facts, not an evidence. I responded, yes. Mr. Lavely, attorney for DiCaprio, said, and they were the result of collaboration between you and what individuals? And my response was, mainly Artie Robb. I don't really recall at this time anyone else who had any contributions to this writing at that time. And did you prepare this screenplay, Exhibit 16, for a particular purpose or use? Yes. What? To put new scenes in context with what we had already cut to see if they cut together.
Bravo!
Thank you.
Bravissimo!
I kicked his ass, dude. Leo, he went back to Leo and he was like, Leo,
You dropped truth bombs on
we're
him.
doomed. He dropped truth bombs. That was all Kevin Connolly.
That's what Kevin Connolly said. He was so boastful in his depositions. He said that he was telling everybody before his deposition
I'm gonna
that
drop bombs,
that he was
bro.
going to go in there and drop truth bombs on
Truth
them.
bombs, bro.
And then the whole time he's just like made absolutely no sense. They were like, "Why are you so sure? How did you know that Don's Plum was a short film? Because you really haven't articulated yet how you could possibly have known that. There was no script. There was no edit that was shorter than a feature film. How could you have known that Don's Plum was a short film?" And he was like, like this is a table. I knew it was a short film. It's like big
From birth?
brains on Kevin.
Your mom taught you what a screenplay is?
Like this is a table. I'm looking at it. So that's how I knew that the film we hadn't shot yet was supposed to be a short film. Fucking moron. Lee is with us on YouTube. Said I just subscribed.
Oh, thank you.
It's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have a good time on this live. I think, you're always biased, but we have some of the best people hanging out with us every night.
Oh yeah,
They bring it every night.
Everybody in the chat is so fucking wonderful. I'm really grateful for everybody. I personally am feeling like I'm dragging ass today because I had a really hectic day and I'm just kind of done.
Every time we've come in and every time I've come to this live feeling insecure about whether or not I had enough stuff to have a conversation that's fun, engaging, enjoyable, whatever, I feel like I've gotten bailed out by the people that hang out with us. They just bring up a topic and then they know these guys are starting to know how to fire me up too, and
That's true.
they'll say some shit that they know and just get me all fucking shouty.
I know if you're ever in a lawsuit again, they're just going to have to show them a whole bunch of these videos to be able to get a rise out of you in the depositions.
So I found out yesterday on this live that I was that my content had been used in Gavel Gavel, which is a popular true crime podcast and or law podcast, I suppose.
It's like a legal podcast.
A legal podcast, and
there's probably crimes that they cover, but it's lawsuits.
Right, it is lawsuits, and they're obviously covering Lively Baldoni. And I made a video back in the day, from a filmmaker's perspective, looking at the evidence that Baldoni said proved that Blake Lively was making everything up. And this, of course, is the infamous slow dancing scene where he's rubbing up that nose all up in that Blake Lively as much as he can. It's a very weird and awkward.
Super weird.
Shoot. And I did a commentary on it, and I posted on YouTube many, 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 many moons ago, right? When they
that means that they play it on their podcast, the part where you are losing your mind about how he puts his thumb in her mouth.
Well, it grosses me out so bad. Still does. In a bar. You're in a bar, dude. What kind of fucking
so
guy. You're right. This character's awful. What a horrible human being if you would stick your fucking dirty thumb in a woman's mouth.
Your dirty sports bar thumb.
Your sports bar thumb. If you touched one glass, you're a fucking...
touched a door handle.
Well, that's even worse.
Door, the pull.
Don't get me started again. Ugh. And it made the cut. But of course it made the cut.
Nasty.
People always say that they made a cut, but I always go back to Jenny Lewis and her doing H in the bathroom on Don's Plum.
Yeah.
That made the cut. It's not my proudest moment as a filmmaker, and as I don't want to spoil in the book, but it was a problem. Still made the cut. Just because it makes the cut doesn't mean that it's acceptable. But anyway, the reason I bring this up is because, as flattered as I am that they are using that, I feel like it's a bit of a dated thing. The Horny Growl's not in there, for example. And also, I've learned some things, and so I can add some things. Also, I think that, you and I doing, you know, an analysis is even better because I can give the filmmaker's perspective and you can give the female gaze, right?
The female gaze. Whatever. I don't want that responsibility.
Mandy said, Angela,
Providing the
baby
female
girl,
gaze.
did you read I Who Have Never
Did you read that?
Known Men?
Did you read that again? Would you read that again?
Angela Baby.
No, she calls me
Angela Baby Girl.
Angela Baby Girl.
Angela Baby Girl.
I screenshotted it.
You are a baby girl. Angela Baby Girl, did you read I Who Have Never Known Men? Have you
I
read?
am currently reading that. I'm enjoying it. I think you guys should all read it. It's very, very good. It totally scratches the like dystopian, like post-apocalyptic, like.
Why haven't you even mentioned this?
Why haven't I mentioned
Have
it?
you mentioned it? To me?
Why am I supposed to mention it to you?
Yes.
That I'm reading a book?
Yes.
Dale, I'm reading like 40 books at the same time.
Oh, well then keep me
I
on
have
it.
I have a hard time like inching through because, you know, the ADD, it gets intense sometimes. But I'm very much enjoying this and I'm so glad that you recommended it, Mandy.
I got to remember to always check TikTok at 8 o'clock because that's when they throw up the CAPTCHA. I wish they'd leave the CAPTCHA. I'm on. They can see me. I'm fucking streaming. Don't they have algorithms? Don't they have AI on TikTok? They need an algorithm to prove that it's stupid.
Mandy said, I'm so happy that you're reading my recommendation. I want to read all of your recommendations.
Yeah.
I love them. I want to hear all about them.
We want to bring recommendations,
I think that,
and we
you know,
want to.
I think we get along with the people in our chat.
We do.
I think we have a lot in common with
Yes.
them. And so, yeah, I would love to hear recommendations for everything.
Are you kidding me, dude? Also, like,
TV,
Cosmic Urgency
books.
hasn't been around all week. Maybe he's on vacation. I hope he's fine. But he hasn't been around all week, but he's thrown out stuff I wouldn't otherwise watch. But he kind of made me want to, made me have to see it. Well, first of all, it was Scott Bloom, you know?
Yeah. You guys make us better people. That's the truth.
You complete us.
That's right. Mateo has a good question.
I would like to answer it.
Was the New
if I
York
can.
Post documentary fair in your opinion?
No,
No. Okay.
it was garbage. It just happens that it wasn't so harmful to me, but it was harmful to my cause. It was harmful to Don's Plum.
Yeah.
So
Mateo, do you remember that there was a guy that was interviewed in the New York Post documentary who had a cane? That guy's Todd Beckman.
the guy, they have the evil laugh at the end,
Yeah.
burning Don's Plum.
Okay, so Todd Beckman was only involved before Dale was, and then after Dale was involved, like from the beginning, he was no longer around.
Well, let me explain a little better because he was apparently a part of working with David Stutman in the conception of the idea, which was then called the Saturday Night Club. So he and David Stutman collaborated on a few pages of what was supposed to be a feature-length screenplay. And
A few pages. That's all that they completed.
there was some say 20, others say 10. It was between 10 and 20 pages, which would be about a 10%, and it would be
Right.
first draft,
Right.
which really makes it like 1%.
So they had an idea.
So they had an idea, and it was a good enough idea. It was an idea I liked and embraced, and they deserved to be credited for the idea. I don't want to diminish in any way the contribution that they made, but that was the contribution they made. So they came up with this idea. They put together they were starting to write a screenplay. We were in a situation where we couldn't wait around for a screenplay to be written. We had to shoot Leo within weeks or not at all.
Because he
And
was
this-
going to go, he was already booked to go film other movies.
That's Marvin's Room.
Yeah.
And so we were like, well, he's going to be going to Marvin's Room. And after he's gone to Marvin's Room, it was more or less like, this is the only window of opportunity we were ever going to have in our lifetime to work with Leonardo DiCaprio. It was the one he gave us. And if we weren't going to shoot something, that was pretty much going to be a wrap, is how we looked at it. Because his star was just rising at a ridiculous rate. So getting any, his time with us started dwindling quite substantially as he approached Titanic.
Yeah, he got much busier.
He was a very busy dude. So help me a little bit.
You were saying that they couldn't complete a screenplay because
So we couldn't complete a screenplay so quickly, and instead then we decided to be experimental with this thing and go full improv, and that really fueled us because both of us were deeply in love with the work of Mike Leigh out of the UK, most notably his movie Naked, but what was that one? The Sweet.
Life is Sweet.
Life is Sweet is just absolutely staggeringly beautiful, and so many movies after that. Mike Leigh's one of the greats. So it gave us this opportunity to embrace this rumor of a sort of style of making film out of the UK, and do it through our own interpretation. And really, just because we'd only understood the basics of what Mike Leigh was doing in the UK, it was more or less just like a clean slate for us to just do whatever we want. So Todd Beckman participated in none of that. He was out of the picture completely. He did not attend any writing sessions. He was not a part of any aspect of the creation of the movie we know now as Don's Plum, beyond being that extra in the very opening of the restaurant. Our opening interior shot of Don's Plum is Todd Beckman getting up off a stool where the camera follows him toward Jenny Lewis and Scott Bloom playing their respective characters, and the blues harmonica opening. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So
in the documentary, when he's talking about how things progressed and what you guys all thought about your film as you were making it and all the things that happened, everything that he talks about,
yeah,
you're saying that he has no knowledge of any of the things that he was interviewed about?
I'm saying that I can't remember his interview, so I don't want to speak to it because I can't remember what specifically he said. All I can tell you is that he had no business being interviewed for the film of Don's Plum. He was not involved in it. He was around for a few hours, literally, in the whole saga. He was around for a few hours. Anything that he does know or thinks he knows was told to him, likely by David Stutman. So he's getting a hearsay perspective, which is biased in the beginning, clearly.
I just remember I was really trying to, when I was reading through all of your depositions and really trying to get a picture of what happened from everybody's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, the lawyers are usually really good when they're trying to figure out what happened in a conversation or what occurred at an event.
Yeah.
They will always ask, who was there? Can you name everybody in the room?
Yes.
That's something that they do, standard, at
For
the
sure.
beginning
They
of their
want to
questioning.
know who's witnesses.
Yes. They want to know who they can ask and who can give more details.
Correct.
And they just want to know who was there. Todd Beckman is never named. He's never named. He's never in the room.
He wasn't there. The guy didn't
anybody.
exist. So that's for that reason. I don't think that it was. And listen, when the filmmaker for the New York Post called me, I got fucking dicked over. First of all, I was doing an interview that was supposed to be a 15-minute piece that he said was going to be like TikTok shorts at 5, lengthwise, at 5 to 6 minutes each. He showed me clips of he showed me a similar project that he had done for format. And I was like, that's what I agreed to do. He turned a short into a feature, basically, is what he did. The filmmaker for the New York Post, because I did not agree. I was in the middle of shooting a documentary. We have a few hundred hours of footage sitting on hard drives here because I was in the middle of shooting a documentary, and he dicked me over by making that long ass 3-part documentary, which I did not fucking agree to be in.
Yeah, you weren't intending to compete with your own documentary.
And when he called me up, the filmmaker, who is, can you ban Tsotsi's back? When he, yeah, we're going to get that, Katie. Sorry. When he, God damn it, these fuckers, they just try to ruin this fucking live. And it just really, I really want TikTok to do something about it, man.
Hey, don't get distracted. I'm handling
I
it.
just wish this person would fuck right off. You know what I'm saying?
You were saying?
Yeah, where was I?
I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about. Fuck. I'm so sorry. These people are here to do this. This obviously Leo bots or whatever, or fucking Baldoni bots. Somebody's here to try to, derail this live, and sometimes they succeed. I'm sorry. I don't remember what I was goddamn saying. And
well, that's okay.
I do have something to celebrate since I was interrupted and the story got fucked up. No, you were listening. It wasn't you, Katie. It was obviously it was definitely this asshole. I guess I solved the audio problem.
Oh, sweet. That's wonderful.
It was a monitor issue. Yeah, I fucking troubleshooted it all the way down to a monitor.
Well, that's so exciting.
Yeah, so the New York Post documentary. Right, what I was saying about it, thank you so much, Matteo, and also Katie. What I was saying was that when the filmmaker Stephen Greenstreet of the New York Post, when he called me up and said that he had gotten a hold of Todd Beckman, spelled Tawd, for reasons completely unknown to anyone.
It's short for Tawdry.
Tawdry?
It's short for Tawdry.
Is it really?
Of course.
Tawdry, is that how you'd spell it?
No, but that's the TWD spelling.
So Stephen Greenstreet, who by the way does not have a very good reputation, and I did not know that, or I guess he earned a lot of that after we had talked. He's the filmmaker. He called me up and he said, hey, I hooked up with Todd Beckman. I was like, don't fucking interview that guy. He doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't know anything.
Yeah, it's a waste of your time.
He literally flew to Los Angeles and interviewed this fucking kid anyway. Calls me up after the interview and says, I loved him. I'm a fan of the guy.
Yeah, but he still doesn't know anything.
I was like, I don't give a fuck if you
guys could
love
get
him.
along. He could be your best man at your wedding.
The
He
guy
still doesn't
doesn't
know shit.
Yeah. And then, of course, they did the whole like burn. Like, it made me loathe Stephen Greenstreet. When I saw the documentary, I thought, wow, this guy's a piece of shit.
I thought you looked nice in it. I thought you sounded nice in it too.
Yeah, it wasn't right after, but it was, well, thank you. I handled myself okay. I don't regret my interview, most of it.
I think that the people that he sort of used to counterbalance your, not really balance, your interview, I thought that they came out sounding kind of like assholes.
Who?
It's really easy to get behind your cause.
Yeah.
Because what did you do wrong other than make a film in Hollywood?
Yeah.
What did you do wrong other than have the ambition of creating a feature film with your friends?
That they all agreed to be in.
And the idea that maybe you turned a short film into a feature film makes no sense.
It's ludicrous.
And so what could possibly be the argument for them wanting to stop your film other than the story you're telling, which does make sense, that somebody lied to Leo to try and get your film and your career to stop?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the only, like you and RD and Jerry Metters, right, on your side of the story,
Yeah.
are telling all the same. You guys are telling the same story. Your stories match in your depositions.
Yes.
Everybody on the other side, they cannot really clearly articulate one coherent story about how all this went down and when they thought that they were wronged by you guys and why maybe you deserved to be punished for the things that they thought you did. Like, nobody's making any sense. And I just feel like a documentary made on this topic of Don's Plum needs to address that. Like, how come they don't have a coherent story to explain their position? Like, no, you didn't turn a short into a feature. Everybody knows what happened on that set. Everybody knows how many hours of footage you filmed and how much and what got edited. Like, there's no there's no filler, you know? It's weird. What happened?
I was just another spammer.
Oh, sorry.
I destroyed them. I made mush of them.
Mateo wants to know if you felt you were set up.
Did I feel if I was set up in the documentary?
Yeah.
I feel like I was misrepresented.
Yeah, I don't feel like you were set up.
But no, I don't feel like I was set up. It was a really interesting thing. I told this a little bit before, and I'll kind of make this kind of probably our last little story here. But we did this interview. I agreed to do this interview. I sat for like 11 hours over 2 days. It was a super intense interview. And this guy came at me with these questions that I was not expecting. He went into my youth. I had a really tough childhood, lots of abuse. Like, I survived super dark stuff. You know, I came out of a dungeon, and I was in really one of the deepest states of depression that I've battled with over my life.
So in the New York Post documentary, that's you super depressed?
Super depressed. I mean, the me crying in New York Post is I'm just so depressed. It's just,
that's sad.
I was in a terribly dangerous state of mind at that time. And he got into the childhood trouble, and I was just ready to bear it all because I was just sick of all of the bad things that have happened to me. So out it came. And you jumped on that shit. You were like, fuck no, buddy. Stop it now. We have it on tape. We have you on tape fucking ending it, dude.
I feel like I should explain, because it's not like I was like micromanaging your fucking interview or something. But the guy, so Stephen Greenstreet, he sent a bunch of questions in advance. He was like, this is what I'm intending to ask you guys about. Like, are these okay questions to ask you? And we went over them and everything was fine, obviously. None of those questions that he sent in advance had anything to do with your very difficult childhood and any traumatic thing that you endured in that childhood. But when he sets up his camera and we're ready to shoot, which obviously takes a long time, like, so we're eager to get going. He starts in with these questions that are deliberately trying to like get you in a vulnerable position. He's like immediately talking to you about your childhood trauma. And I was like, bro, none of that shit was fucking approved. Like, what are you doing? It was so clear that he was trying to open you up, like crack you open and make you really raw and vulnerable so that he could have a better interview. It was super manipulative. Nothing that you or anybody had approved in advance. So he was just trying to like sneak one in or whatever. And I was like, dude, you don't come into our house and like take up your time so that he can make his documentary product and then like manipulate you in it. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this like switcheroo? Like, why don't you ask the questions that you sent for approval? That's what you're agreeing to answering.
Yeah. And
so, I spoke up because I was like, what are we doing? Why are we going to waste our time on asking a bunch of fucking questions that weren't prior approved when you sent them for approval?
You were literally like, shouting like, you were not.
I wasn't like screaming at the guy. I don't. Well,
no. But I mean, you were literally like, you were not going to. Well, you were very stern. You were not shouting because you don't really. Shouting's not really your thing. But your version of shouting, which is like this, like very curt, very like ice cold. Don't even fucking ask. This is how it is. Like, there's no. You're not going to penetrate. My
no, it's
my
like you're not going to emotionally manipulate Dale. Like, he's giving his time to you. Like, be fucking cool.
And we were shooting the documentary at the time, our documentary, and so I literally brought a friend on who operated a camera and just shot all the BTS of this. Yeah. So I actually have it all. That's kind of cool. It's pretty neat footage. So maybe one day we'll share some of that stuff. There is going to be a time on this live. And with this group and as the group where I'm going to pull out, I have literally hard drives of shit, and this is guaranteed going to happen. But as we grow into this thing, I'm going to start pulling down those archives. And I'm going to start doing cuts, and of like little segments of what would be the documentary that we would have made, and who knows, maybe it'll be in its own way being made while we're here on these lives.
That's a great idea.
But it's something I've been planning. I haven't talked about it at all. This is the first time I've talked about it, but I'm actually finally getting to the point now with this audio holding up tonight, where I've still got, like, I've got levels. I got some issues I still got to deal with because I can't do a proper monitoring. And so I've got some technical stuff to get over. But once I am over those things, I'm going to be in a much better position to create this content. So, as my story sort of unfolds, hopefully as the book gains some momentum. The book is just really slow right now, typical around this time of year. Also, I just don't have any money to promote it. So I'm hoping that, we'll get some boosts coming out soon. But I'm so excited about this because, like, I have so much BTS to show you guys of just the last 15 years of struggling with this story, let alone whatever I can come up with in the other archive. And who knows, man, like, I talk to Jerry Metters on a daily basis, practically. Maybe he'll have some stuff to share eventually. I think he's been going through his archive. I would love to get a hold of RD's.
That's a super fun idea.
I haven't had a good conversation with RD about this in a few years now. I hope we will. I hope RD will eventually recognize the good work I am doing. I am preserving not only his movie but his name. And if he's smart about it, he'll help me by providing me with some of that BTS that I know he has. I know he has loads of photographs that he's not sharing, along with video and everything else. Yeah. Angela.
Mateo says, one last question. If you could, what did you think of the movie Empire Records?
It was a very interesting movie. Well, it's so interesting you asked about that movie because that movie was one of the very first movies that I probably saw where I looked at it more critically than I did as a fan of movies, I suppose. And the reason is because everybody I knew and their mother was up for that movie in Hollywood. I knew Johnny Whitworth quite well. He's mentioned in my book, but we actually had a good friendship. And in fact, I reignited that friendship, at least somewhat, back in LA just a few years back when we were living together.
Yeah, he was a regular customer at the coffee shop.
Yeah, so we reconnected and it was fun. I mean, I was talking to Johnny Whitworth on a regular basis. It was pretty surreal.
That's neat.
Considering the amount of time that we had been apart. So it was like one of those ones. And then after Empire Records got shot, Robin Tunney was over at Marissa Ryan's, and I was there that day. We were just hanging out or whatever, and Robin Tunney had just got back from the shoot. And there was some legend around Empire Records within my clique because it was right at the time when Tobey Maguire got busted in Texas with a bag of
illicit substances.
And so he ended up like bailing on Empire Records. So there was like that legend around it. Robin Tunney was in scene. It was like this big, like, like huge moment for her as an actor. Like she was like, it was a big deal. She was like, I had to let go of my hair.
It was a really big deal. And like now it seems like not a big deal.
Yeah. But it was a really big deal. And she was like just going on and on and on about it. So when I finally got through all that and got to the movie, of course I knew a bunch of people in it. And, I think it wasn't Ethan Embry in that. Was he in that?
I can't remember.
Oh no, he's in Can't Hardly Wait, isn't it?
Guilty Angel said, wait, Toby was arrested?
Yeah, so Toby was arrested. He was in Texas. He was on his way to, I thought he was on his way to shoot Empire. And I think he was like stopping in Texas and he was like heading up to wherever it was shooting. I think it was shooting on the Atlantic seaboard somewhere. In any case,
at the airport,
he had a bag on
with
him. With
green material.
With green mats. And he was arrested. And that was when he went sober. And it's all in the book.
Which book is this?
Guilty Angel read the book.
What book are you talking about?
I sent it to her personally. That book is Too Real a Hollywood Memoir, written by yours truly, edited by the beautiful Angela Carvalho, right across from me. But yeah.
Mandy has another book recommendation, The Grace Year. If you want something that's Handmaid's Tale meets Hunger Games.
Oh, shit.
Read The Grace Year. I devoured it.
Okay. I'm down.
I'm screenshotting that. If you like The Handmaid's Tale, I really liked Alias Grace is another awesome book by Margaret Atwood. They made a series. I haven't seen it yet, but...
I've only read 3 books of Atwood's. I read The Handmaid's Tale was my first one, and then I read Oryx and Crake. And then I read the second one from Oryx and Crake, which I can't remember the name of it.
Is Oryx and Crake like a post-apocalypse?
It's post-apocalypse, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, it's so fucking great.
And there's it's a series? 3 books?
3 books. Oryx and Crake is the first one. I can't remember the second one, and I can't remember the third one. But they're fucking amazing.
Her writing is really special, bro. She's really excellent.
Mandy said Margaret Atwood should be knighted. It's what's so cool about Margaret Atwood and what makes me feel so like, I don't know, it just makes me feel good in my heart, is that she, there was this, I subscribe to Suggest Me a Book. It's a wonderful sub if you're on Reddit, even if it gets repetitive at times. Often there's a post about who are we reading today that will be read 100 years from now. And Margaret Atwood is always at the top of the list.
Current classics.
Just current, like who's going to be legendary?
Yeah.
Who's going to be like, who will they teach?
It's like Margaret Atwood and Cormac McCarthy.
Yes. Well, he's gone now, but yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, Cormac is on that list. So anyway, it was actually when I decided to read Atwood. I think it was like a Suggest Me a Book because I hadn't read her yet.
Yeah, she's really special.
Because it was like, I don't know, there was something about The Handmaid's Tale that I just wanted to avoid. And then when I read it, I was like, well, I'm so glad I didn't.
Guilty Angel was like, I thought you meant Toby was arrested again.
Oh, no.
Maybe.
No, he's trying to fight for custody of his 16-year-old child, though.
That's a little strange, don't you think?
It is. Like I said, I think he needs a wingman or something.
Does that mean that he doesn't have custody?
I would assume he doesn't have custody.
He has to fight for custody?
Weird. It's just
He doesn't already have shared custody.
She's not just giving it to him?
They've been separated this whole time, and he must. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Where's the argument?
I don't care. If that child has been deprived of his father, I think it could only be good for the child.
Wow, Dale. Harsh words.
Well, that guy's a bad dude. He's a bad dude to his... This is my opinion only, and this is, of course...
From personal experience.
For your entertainment. But I think that Tobey Maguire is one of the bad ones. Like, to his core, I think he's one of the bad ones. Not just because of what he did to me. It was, in fact... after what he did to Margaret Atwood that I realized this to be the truth.
Margaret Atwood?
Hilarious. I just saw another Margaret Atwood post. It was after what he did to Molly Bloom, who is not quite as good a writer.
Who is though? Who is as good a writer as Margaret Atwood?
Cormac McCarthy was.
I believe that if a person is capable of doing the like shamelessly manipulating their closest friends the way that Tobey Maguire manipulated his friends.
Yeah.
In order to turn them against you guys. The way that he manipulated you during that overnight interrogation.
Yeah.
Which I'll remind everybody, he admits to doing these things. This is in his deposition where he is under oath and he talks about the conversation that you guys had overnight where he kept you awake and was drilling you with questions.
Yeah.
That for no reason.
No.
He had no reason to assume that anything was going wrong. He just had assumptions. And he wanted to bully you for it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he wanted an outcome, and I was his mark.
And I feel like if I had to be raised by somebody like that,
exactly.
My own opinion is that if I had to live in the home of somebody where that's their roof that I got to live under, and all the rules that people impose on their kids, their preteens, their teenagers, if that guy who's so easy, like does manipulation so easily. And so recklessly.
My fear for his kids.
I feel like that would damage me forever.
My fear for his kids would be around his anger issues. Not that I think he would necessarily strike them, but the psychological.
You experience that he's quick to anger?
Well, and the level of his, and he gets out of control. He gets completely out of control. There have been,
maybe that's why he has to fight for custody.
Substantial rumors about him being incredibly violent. So, but if you take that aside, which I have not personally seen any of that, if you take that aside, what I have seen, what I have personally witnessed, is his psychological manipulation of people, and his use of anger to tilt people. Like he's a poker player, right?
Yeah, right.
He understands what it means. And this is what he did to me, is to get you tilted and then to give you, and then to, berate you into a sort of almost funnel of, a conversation that he wants to have that's going to lead to something that he needs. You know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
It's highly manipulative. It's just what I think would have the potential to play those kinds of games, to psychologically manipulate them, not for their benefit. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
There's a certain amount of that we want to do is for your benefit. Like we watched that little video where Eggers can't direct a child, and then that guy comes in and he goes, "You're a great actor." Right? Didn't he say that? Like that. It's like, well, it's obviously not true. It's just a child trying to figure it out.
Apparently he teaches Shakespeare to kids.
Oh, he's for this person. I want to hear every book he ever narrates, and how he narrated everything all. In fact, if they want to get people to read books again, they should just like through audiobooks. By the way, it's like saying, "Oh, do I use sound?"
Matteo said his audio is crackling.
All right, guys. Good night. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Desperately upset about that. Bye-bye, guys.